Ooh, it's hot in there. Sorry about that. Just couldn't figure my way out of that thing, so I got out there. What's going on, everybody? We are back from the dead, and we have a very special October episode. This is our biggest episode of the entire year. I am the BrettMan. I got my partner in crime, Destiny. So, Destiny, how are you doing today?
I am doing good.
Good.
That's
What
about
are
it.
you? What are you dressed up as today? Because
I am just a slumber party massacre victim. I'm the
just a
80s
victim.
girl that died.
And then, yeah, I can see the drill hole kill right there.
Yeah.
So you did not have a pretty good freaking time with the driller killer. And my boy Wolfie here thinks that you or cosplay is badass. And okay, you get out there. So I just wanted to fool you with that because I am the creep, like the main character from the creep. So
Well,
we
what's
are
his
here.
name? What's his actual name?
I can't remember. It's been a long time ago since
You
I've seen
can't
that
remember
movie.
the wolf's masked name?
I think it begins with a W.
No.
Okay, tell me. I know I'm already screwed up already.
Peach Fuzz.
Peach Fuzz, yes, that's right. Because I tried to look it up
Did
and
a little
I'm
dance?
like,
Yeah.
yeah, and
In front of the
I
door?
try. Gosh, like I tried to look up the Peach Fuzz like on Etsy, and I was very terrified of what I was going to find, especially on the Google search. But luckily, it came out clean. But I couldn't find the mask until my mom found that particular one. So I got lucky with it. So I got to do what I wanted with the outfit.
Peach Fuzz.
Peach Fuzz. So before we begin, so let's say hello everybody to the chat. We got Adrian James. What's going on? We got Chad saying after the 28th, there will be another film to be featured on this show come next October, October 2023, that is, as in a year from now. Absolutely, because Chad kind of already knows there is a particular fan film we will talk about tonight. And Chad and his team for My Special Boy, their Friday the 13th fan film comes out on October the 28th on YouTube. So be sure to. Tune in for that because those guys did an excellent job with this movie, and I cannot wait to see them on the big screen. Let's see here, we got we got Brandon the Beldam. What's going on? We got Ashton saying two of my favorite people in the horror community. I appreciate that, Ashton, and we're
Hello,
glad you're
Ashton.
here. We got Gory Tiger. We got Kyle from Return of the Living Fillet. And yeah, he was Gory Tiger caught on. I had some zombies do the Thriller dance as the intro happened.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, so remember, I'll show you again after the show's over. So yeah, so I had some zombies doing the Thriller because of course we got to have it, and then we got Nick Cooling. What's going on, Nick Cooling? We got Lamontre. What's going on? Aiden. What's going on? Mega Cat, what's going on? Go Vols. Number 6 in the country, man. We got a big battle next Saturday. So I can't wait, and I hope we beat Alabama.
Woo.
Yeah, she's so excited for sports. And Rosie, what's going on, Rosie? Here's your Rose. Let's see here. Want to make sure I didn't forget anybody. We got Rob Kerr saying, "Help everyone! Just popped on watching the the Dallas game. Football is Destiny's favorite."
Yep, love football.
Oh yeah, but hey, Houston got their first win of the season, so there you go.
Yeah.
Because I think you're a Houston fan, or you're just not a fan in general. But you know what?
Not a
That's
fan in
okay.
general. I do not care. I like the
So,
Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, though. I used to watch the show.
oh yeah, that's right. They did have a show, and is it kind of like how they like become a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, or is it kind of like that and kind of like a day in the life of a Cowboy
Yeah, it was
cheerleader?
like them making the team, and then it was kind of like a day in the life, kind of like what they eat and like their routines and stuff like that. So I used to watch that show a lot, actually. I like that
God,
show.
I cannot imagine what they go through. Just to like you know, kind of like maintain their features and everything, and just deal with the schedule. I'm not even sure. Like, do they even sleep?
No, not that I remember.
I thought you remember. So, we'll have a little warm up here. Nick Cooley saying, about to check out 31 for the first time. Haven't heard many good things about it. So, quick thoughts.
I like 31. I think it's fun. It has a really good soundtrack.
Yeah, I remember Richard Blake is his name. That's the big standout performance I remember from the movie. But other than
Yeah,
that, I just thought everything was okay.
I think it's cool. It's like an interesting concept, and the villains are cool. But yeah, Richard Brake. What was his name? Like Doctor Doom or
It's something like that.
something
I
to do with
haven't.
Doom.
It's been like 2 years ago since I've seen it.
But I liked
But
it.
yeah, all right. And then just double checking everything. Gory Tiger says, I can't see out of my werewolf mask. Yeah, I was having a difficult time with it. That's why it took me a couple minutes to get the show started. So, okay, we're having a bunch of doom heads. So,
Doomhead. Doomhead. Thank you.
Doomhead. And
I
then
knew it had Doom.
Rosie is a final girl.
Perfect.
Excellent. So, let's see. And then we'll get this last one. We'll get the show rolling. Aiden says, to quote the killer from Creep, we all got a little peach fuzz in us.
Yeah. I love Creep.
Yeah, oh, here's excellent. I remember a couple things from the first one, but I still need to see the second one, even though we'll talk about the second one later on in the show when we get to the 2000 and I believe 2017s. That's where it came out. So, guys, just in case if you're here on Back from the Dead for the first time, what we do is we talk about horror movie anniversaries, and we decided to do the integrals of 5 just because if we do all of them, we would be here for 8 hours, and Destiny only gives me the time of at least 2 hours. So we got to make sure we get through these the fastest way we can. So we're doing integrals of 5, 10, 15, and 20 with the inclusion of 1 year anniversaries as well, because we got to give respect out to those as well. So, Destiny, are you ready to get started?
Yes.
Excellent. So I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom here. And guys in the chat, just let y'all know, we got like 40 plus movies to talk about. So if I don't interact with the chat, that is not like we're ignoring you. It's just we got a lot to cover tonight.
What year does yours start off with?
I got 1982. So if you have anything below that, go ahead. Okay, go ahead. So we'll start.
All right, 1962 on the 24th, Eyes Without a Face, which, if you remember from our Hollow stream, the one that we did, like the Halloween trivia, a question was asked about like what was Michael's like mask based off of, and the answer was Eyes Without a Face. So that came out in 62, as well as Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. I have not seen either of these. I've heard Whatever Happened to Baby Jane is crazy though. So those came out in 62, and then one from 77, which is a movie I don't ever want to watch, but it is called Solo, or the 100 Days of Sodom. Fucker. So.
Yeah, sorry guys, she's dealing with a ghost. What is that about?
You know, I don't really know, but Sodom, count me out. It seems like a really disturbing. Everything I've heard it's really like, it's a lot. I know Winter has seen it, and I've seen a couple of YouTubers talk about it. It's just a movie I don't think I'm gonna watch. It's like one of those that I'm like, 100 Days of Sodom.
Like sodomy? Is it witchcraft? Is it torture porn, or like
I think
what
it's
kind
more
of genre
like
is it?
torture type. I mean, I don't know exactly, but I've heard it's one to steer clear of. So unless you want to watch it, I do not.
All right, and then anybody in the chat? Oh, here we go. Nick Cooling's got it. I heard Solo is insane, like too disturbing.
Yeah.
So Nick Cooling could confirm that as well. So so there you go. Take it as you will for Solo, and the movies Destiny has mentioned. So Destiny, thank you for double checking the double check.
No problem.
So is that everything from 82 and below?
Yep.
Excellent. And let's go ahead and start the 82s off with a banger. because it's celebrating its 40th anniversary, and that is Halloween 3 Season of the Witch that came out on October the 22nd of 1982. Possibly one that's definitely did not gain its fans at the beginning, but slowly has gained a cult following, which I appreciate that because I, for one, absolutely love this movie. And this is available on Peacock Premium. So you have to have like a $5 subscription to it in order to watch it. And so, Destiny, what do you think about Seasons of the Witch?
I love it. I'm one of those people that I didn't watch it as a kid. I think I watched it one time and I realized, Michael Myers wasn't in it. So I never went back and watched it. Anytime it was on TV, would not watch it, didn't care to watch it. And it wasn't until like a couple years ago I actually sat down and watched it and I was like, damn, I really missed out because it's so much fun. Like, take it out of the Halloween franchise. It's just a fun 80s movie and it's a really good Halloween time movie. And now it's a movie I watch every Halloween. I make sure I've been wanting to watch it, but I want to save it for Halloween Day. So it's one of my Halloween Day movies to watch.
Oh hell yeah! And that's actually a very good question because it is the spooky season in October. What are some of the ever like just real quickly the ever kind of like movies you save for the day of October 31st?
Well, I usually also watch the original Halloween on the 31st. I've already watched it this month, but I'm probably going to watch it again on the 31st.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, maybe like Halloween Town because like Halloween 3. Oh my god. Halloween 3 is definitely one that I I keep for the 31st. Everything else is kind of like up in the air, but that
Mm-hmm.
one for sure is like a Halloween Day sort of movie. But honestly, this year I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch that many in Halloween because I'm passing out candy. So that might be the only one I get to watch Halloween Day.
All right. So but those two movies absolutely great and the two that I or at least like one movie I try to watch every month is Your Next. Haven't gotten to it yet because I'm dealing with a lot of other movies I got to watch for the channel, but definitely one I always save for October the 31st is A Nightmare Before Christmas. Because it's like celebrating two holidays actually of Halloween, and because right after October season, everybody likes to jump Thanksgiving and go straight on to Christmas. So I'm kind of like doing two birds with one stone. Plus, it's such a damn good movie too that always makes me smile. So I'll always play that movie every October 31st.
I do love Nightmare Before Christmas. Maybe I'll watch it on Halloween as well because I have it. I haven't watched it yet though.
Mm. And you've seen, of course, you've seen it before, right? Okay, sorry. When you kind of say like, I was like, has she seen it before? I was like, come on, I know you've seen it before,
Yeah,
but
come on.
so, but going back to Halloween 3, I'll give y'all a hint what I believe, how I enjoyed Halloween 3. So of course I love it because pretty much again what intrigued me was these three masks right here with the skull mask, the witch, and the pumpkin. All of it are just so damn cool masks, and I just love the movie in general because my role model is in that movie as well, and that is one Mister Dr. Chalice, aka Tom Atkins, just being the freaking legend that he is. I absolutely love him in this movie. One of my favorite protagonists in the entire horror genre. I absolutely love the score because again, John Carpenter, and I absolutely love the practical effects in this movie too. I think it's some of the best in the entire horror genre that to me doesn't get mentioned enough. And I'm glad it got this cult following, but we gotta get those practical effect missions be talked about a lot more.
Yeah, I like all the orange. Looks like orange juice.
Hmm.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
fun.
Oh man, yeah, like the orange juice, and one of my favorites is when Tommy Lee Wallace was ripping off the head of that one townsperson and just pop it up and the blood just spewing up. They see they just have such a good time with it. I wish they continue with that whole anthology route in the Halloween franchise.
Maybe we'll still see it.
I know, I hope so, because there are talks about doing a remake for this movie or a sequel. So we'll just have to stay tuned to see what Blumhouse has in store for us.
We'll see.
And then Brother Fluff, what's going on? Saying Halloween 3 is a dramatic love story more than horror. Yeah, absolutely. Just because, like, where do you want to sleep, Dr. Chalice? Well, that's a dumb question.
Yeah, love seeing like a 6-year-old and a 20-year-old get together.
Hey, love is not only a number. No, I'm totally kidding because that is totally not true. Um, we got Mega Movie C's in the house. What's going on, Mega Movie C? I see Metallic here saying hello, Goodwill Hunting and Destiny, and all the horror fans.
Hello.
And then Adrian James is back. What's going on, Adrian James again? And then Cole, my buddy from high school, saying, I love to have Halloween on when passing out candy, but the trick or treaters are pretty spaced out in my parents' neighborhood.
My
Hmm.
mom's neighborhood gets crazy. There's so many people.
Oh, so like it's like a big neighborhood?
Yeah, it's like a subdivision, and like a
Oh,
lot of people
hell
go
yeah.
there that don't live there to go trick or treating. So I've
Oh,
only
yeah.
done
So
it
you're,
once there, and there was a lot of kids. We ran out of candy.
oh, gosh. So
Yeah,
you're going to be more prepared this year, hopefully.
yeah. I'm gonna bring some of our own as well.
Hell yeah. Yeah, my dad even invited me because he lives in a big like neighborhood as well. Say, Brett, you should come over and pass out candy since your neighborhood's not that big. I haven't decided yet, but if I'm probably going to do it, I might bring that wolf mask and this turtleneck sweater. Just depends on the weather, just scare people.
Yeah, I'm excited. I like passing out candy. It's fun.
Yeah, just putting a smile on kids' faces and just to see their outfits and how excited they get for them. So yeah, it's like if they're having a good time, we're easily having a good time. So, okay, just double checking the chat. And did you have anything else from 82?
On the 29th, the movie Trick or Treats, not to be confused with Trick or Treat or Trick or Treat, Trick or Treats. S. I haven't seen it. It is on my watch list this month. It is currently streaming on Shutter. If anyone wants to check it out, it has like a bag as like the poster for it. And then on the 29th as well, I have Q, the Winged Serpent. Have not seen
Hmm.
it, but it was mentioned in Search of Darkness. I can't remember if it was part 1 or 2, but I believe it was a guy that also did the stuff. Larry Cohen, I want to say.
Oh,
I
okay,
think he
yeah.
directed it. Haven't seen it, but thought I would mention it because I saw it listed. So Q, the Winged Serpent, and Trick or Treats.
Those are came out in 1982, and I did remember seeing the kind of like when I was looking through Shutter and I saw they had that available. I put that on my watch list, so I'm excited to dive into it.
Yeah, I haven't seen really great things about it, but I still want to check it out. It's a Halloween time movie, so
Hmm.
why
Yeah, so
not?
you never know until you give it a try. So just checking the chat. So I am going to go ahead and jump into 1987 here. And to start it off, I'm going to just say all of them, and then we'll just talk about what we want to talk about them. So I got Near Dark, a very popular vampire movie that was released for a New York City premiere on October the 3rd of 1987. And then this is the movie that Destiny had me watch for this show. It is Hello, Mary Lou, Prom Night 2. That came out on October 16th of 1987. And yeah, pretty decent scores. And I actually agree with those. I mean, I'll have more thoughts here in a minute. And then for Destiny's outfit, we got Slumber Party Massacre 2. That was also released on October the 16th of 1987. And then we also have, let's see here, Bloody New Year. I just thought the title was kind of cool, so I put it on the list. So I have no idea what it's about, but that skeleton looks like he's having a pretty solid time. And then lastly, this is the movie I had Destiny watch for the movies we suggest to each other to watch, and that is Prince of Darkness. That was released on October the 23rd, 1987. That was available on Peacock. So Destiny, where do you want to start at? You could just, if you need help what the movies are again, I got you covered.
I guess from Near Dark, you can just go in order.
Okay, sure, absolutely. So, what do you think about Near Dark with good old Bill Paxton in it?
I love Near Dark. Near Dark is probably my favorite vampire movie, especially like of the 80s, like the big three. I think
Mhm.
Near Dark is so much fun because it's more set like a Western, which is really cool to see because we don't see a lot of like Western type horror. I've only seen it once though because it was on Shutter and then it wasn't on Shutter. It was on there for like a month and it's really hard to find. But I think Near Dark is a lot of fun. Bill Paxton, of course, is great. You have a lot of the cast from Aliens in it, which is pretty
Mhm.
cool to see them. You have Lance Hendrickson in it, again, really cool to see. And it's like, I feel like most vampire movies are sort of like love stories, and this one is like a love story. It's just a lot of fun. It's really cool. It has a George Strait song in it, which is really fun. It has like a whole little bar scene. It just like whenever I was watching, I was like, wow, this feels like something I would see like near where I live, and so it was cool to see that in like a horror movie because I never really see that type of horror movie that often. So I love Near Dark.
Mhm.
I think it's great. I would like to own a copy of it one day. I have it on VHS. I would like to have it like
On
on Blu-ray
Blu-ray.
or DVD though, but I have it on VHS.
There you
I do.
go. Oh yeah, and it's such a damn good time. It's just like you mentioned the bar scene. That's what one of those scenes where it's kind of hard. Excuse me, kind of what hard like to not like just get out of your head because it was so much damn entertaining and also so damn brutal. Because you're there, you think they're just having a good time, but really they're just want to be pricks that just start all kinds of chaos and pretty much want to drink blood. They didn't want to order alcohol; they want to order blood, and trust me, they got plenty of it. And plus, this movie was such a cool concept because like it was like vampire movies, but out more towards the Midwest of the United States, and that's kind of like possibly not your best friend as you're a vampire because it does get hot and bright, sunny a lot. So just how they incorporated that into the movie was pretty neat too. It kind of builds nice tension, like, oh, are they going to make it out the sun? It's just how it burns them and everything. I think all of that is great. And of course, I already mentioned Bill Paxton, and so I absolutely love Near Dark. It was one of my 14 movies back in May for like my May 14 new horror movie series, and I'm so glad I got to watch Near Dark.
Yeah, I'm really happy they had it on Shutter when they did. I would like for them to
Mhm.
add it back and keep it on longer, but
Oh yeah, so like
whatever.
because like it's such a damn I consider it a classic and easily top three of the vampire movies. I have it as like my number three. And I oh sorry, I already got that comment. And I just want to say Mia's in the house. What's going on, Mia?
Hi, Mia.
And then we also got Peter Anthony. What's going on, Peter? And then he goes, love the makeup.
Thank you.
Yeah, so glad you guys are here, just hanging out with us. And so the next one is Hello Mary Lou, and that's the movie that Destiny had me watch. And for correct me if I'm wrong, that's the movie that Darcy the Mail Girl loves to death, right?
Yeah, one of her favorites. She has a poster of like the Hello Mary Lou, like the poster of it, like hanging above her bed.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
cool.
she
Uh,
loves Hello Mary Lou.
Oh yeah,
Understand?
and you know what? I don't blame her because I had such a good time with this movie, and this movie is easily better than the first prom night. I know the first original prom night with Jamie Lee Curtis has their fans and all that, I thought it was just boring as hell, that movie. And so when this movie, I was kind of scared, like kind of worried about like including like the supernatural in this, but I feel like it absolutely worked. We took this very nice, sweet girl, and she just gets possessed by Mary Lou, and just to see her cause all kinds of hell on pretty much prom week, it was so much damn fun, and the kills to me were actually pretty damn good. I was really impressed with, especially the keyboard one. After the kid had, had his first sexual experience for all the wrong reasons, but he got his karma and got shocked to death with the computer scene. I thought that scene was awesome. So I had a really good time with prom night too. I gave it about I would say a 3 out of 5 or a 3.5 is somewhere around that area. I'm on Darcy's side. I really enjoyed this movie, so I appreciate you recommending it to me. So, what do you think about Hello, Mary Lou?
I love Hello Mary Lou. I think it's a lot of fun. It's my favorite of the prom night movies that I've seen. I've only seen the original two and then the remake, but I think it's a lot of fun. It is completely different than the original, but I feel like in this instant it works because it's a fun movie. The opening, so it's just she's like at like a confessional, and then she was like, "I've sinned," and all that. She's like, and I loved every second of it. And then for a good time, call Mary Lou inside
That
of
was
like the pew.
fantastic.
It's so much fun. And my favorite death scene though is the one in the locker room.
Yes.
So cool. She's like the bop bop buddha but bang bang and everything fucking closes in. So good. And I feel like the ending of the faculty, I feel like it takes inspiration from this. I mean, I don't know. But you have a blonde naked girl walking around causing like havoc, and they're kind of like shot the same too. And I noticed that whenever I watched the faculty, I was like, oh, this looks a lot like Hello Mary Lou. But like you said, you have a sweet girl, like starts off super innocent, and then like halfway through it she's like coming on to her dad. Super fucking weird. It's just a crazy movie, but it's so much fun. It's a really good time, and the ending is a lot of fun too because they
Hmm.
leave it open for a sequel to this, which there is a Prom Night 3 movie, but I don't think it follows Mary Lou. I feel like I would have known that, but so far
Hmm.
it's my favorite one that I've seen. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was so much fun, and I forgot about the locker room scene too. And I also like the little effect they did with the chalkboard, kind of like
Mm-hmm.
how they kind of like turned the camera, and it's kind of like a pool. And I thought that was just such good like camera work because you could tell by watching it, it's not a very high budget movie, but they kind of like what you said a while ago, kind of like you love to see them with kind of like a low budget to see how more what they can do with what they have. And
Mm-hmm.
Hello Mary Lou easily does that, and they just knock it out of the park. And I kind of hope they kind of do a remake, but I'm at the same time too where it's just this movie is good as it is. It's not going to get any better.
It's not gonna be like this at all because this
Mm-mm.
movie kind of goes places that I don't think a movie now would go. She's like riding on a rocking horse and is like
Oh my god, that rocking
putting the
horse!
fingers in the mouth, and the rocking horse is like alive. Like they're not gonna redo that.
Mm-mm. No, I wouldn't think so, but it would be pretty cool if they did that. They have Darcy play Hello Mary or Mary Lou.
That would be cool.
That would be so cool. I know Darcy would be so up for it too. Just kind of like how Cody Snyder's up for it. So what's going on, Cody Snyder? Saw you there in the chat. I want to give you your hello real quick.
Hey, Cody.
And so we got Mary Lou. So let's go with your cosplay, Slumber Party Massacre 2. Did you enjoy this more than the original?
Yes. Again, I compare Summer Party Massacre 2 and Hello Mary Lou. I feel like they're really similar in a way where they go like a different direction from the original because Prom Night is like a straightforward slasher. Summer Party
Mm-hmm.
Massacre is like a straightforward slasher. But then you have the sequels, and they both have weird supernatural elements, and they're kind of like all over the place, and they're like bizarre, and it's so different from the original. But I feel like again with this movie, it works. I think Summer Party Massacre 2 is just so much fun, which I still
Mm-hmm.
love the original. The original is really good too, but this one's just weird, and it's like Nightmare on Elm Street mixed in with Slumber Party Massacre in a way,
Mm-hmm.
because you have the driller killer who's like a rock and roll sort of like rockabilly style. He's a lot of fun. The dance sequences and the music numbers are so much fun. His drill tar, so cool. I
So
just think this
iconic.
movie, it's so 80s. and that's why I really like it, is because it's just so 80s. It's so weird, and it's a really good time. So I definitely prefer the second one over the original. And Slumber Party Massacre 2 and Victor Crowley was my first double feature that I watched on the last drive-in that aired like live. It was my
God, that's
first time
such a
like
good one.
watching them live, and it was my first episode, and I loved both of the movies, and so it's one of my favorite double features. Not my favorite because it is Haunting Hack o' Lantern, but it is one of my favorites because it was the first one I got to see as it aired. So it's a lot of fun, and I watched it with Maddie whenever it came out. She was over, and we both watched it. So it's a lot of fun.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, that's awesome. And we'll talk about some good old Victor Crowley later on in the show because it has an anniversary this month. So excellent double feature, and that's a damn good one to get involved in. With me, I'm not the biggest Slumber Party Massacre fan. I guess I just have to give him a rewatch, but out of all of them, it's Slumber Party Massacre 2 because again, like why not? It's ultimate 80s. It's the driller killer with the guitar. So damn iconic. Like I would like for one of my big outfit ideas I want to do in the future, I want to be that guy. So it's so awesome. And you best described it, Nightmare on Elm Street and Slumber Party Massacre into one movie. So absolutely agree with that. So I have a good time with the second one, but I'm sorry, it's just for me. I'm not the biggest Slumber Party Massacre fan with it. And I thought the remake was going to do it justice. But even though with that one, I wasn't a fan of that one either. And oh shit.
We'll get to that one later.
Oh yeah, because yeah, that's right. We will get to that later. So Slumber Party talk is not over quite just yet. So let's go to Bloody New Year. Have you heard of Bloody New Year?
I've seen the kill count.
And your thoughts on that kill count?
What the fuck? Weird fucking movie. It's all over the place, and like you said, it's on Tubi. I went to watch it last year, and I had started it, and I think I like got busy, and I just never picked it back up. I want to watch it this year, during like New Year's, because it is like a New Year's movie, and those are kind of
Mm-hmm.
hard to come by. There's not that many of them, and this is one that I haven't seen, so I do want to watch it this year around my birthday. So we'll see. Probably won't watch it on my birthday, but around my birthday.
Around your birthday. So there you go. I haven't seen this movie either. I just when I saw the name and I clicked on it and saw the poster, I'm like, yeah, this is something that we got to talk about at least a little bit because I thought the poster looked cool.
The
So I'm
poster's really
asked,
cool.
oh yeah, if you get a cool poster, you already get me interested, and I'm gonna watch your movie. So it's on my to be watch list for sure.
Yeah.
So absolutely, and I'm glad you watched the kill count for that. So and then lastly from 1987, unless if you have anything else, but this is the movie I had you watch because it is on my watch list as well. But I want you to dive into it first, so you can tell me if it's as good as a lot of people say that it is, and that is Prince of Darkness. So your thoughts on Prince of Darkness?
I really like Prince of Darkness. It is like slow. It's really much like The Thing in a way, how it's like slow burn, and like the score is great. And the score reminds me a lot of The Thing plus Christine mixed together. Because there are certain parts of the movie I'd be like, damn, this sounds so familiar. What movie? Like what other John Carpenter movie does it sound like? And it's Christine. There's certain parts of it where it's like the I don't know, it's like the bum 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 bum. It sounded just like that, and I was like, oh, it sounds like Christine, but there's also like the bump bump, like the steady sound from
Mm-hmm.
The Thing. So it's
Yeah,
like
like
a
the main
mixture,
theme.
yeah, of that together, which I think worked really well. But it is like a slow burn, and I wasn't really sure what the movie was getting into it. I know it's a part of like I think they call it like the Apocalypse trilogy or something, and it's like The Thing. Um, I completely blanked. Prince of Darkness. I keep fucking wanting to say In the Mouth of Madness,
In
which
the
is
Math
a
of
part of
Madness.
the trilogy as well. So I still have to watch In the Mouth of Madness, and then I've watched all three of the Apocalypse trilogy. But it's good. I liked it. I gave like a 3.5 out of 5. Um, the characters weren't that all there for me, and I think maybe that's what it was like lacking was like some of the character development. They were just like there.
Mhm.
But it's like the Antichrist is coming and like the world's about to end, and they have a bunch of like smart people that work at like our students becoming like doctors and shit, getting like their doctorates and stuff, trying to figure out like what's going on, and they don't really know what's happening either. You have Alice Cooper in the movie, which
Ooh.
I'm glad it was him because I'm watching it. I'm like, I swear that's Alice Cooper, but I didn't want to pause the movie because I was watching it, and I was like, I'm almost positive that is Alice Cooper. Like, come on! And then it turned out it was him, and I was like, that makes sense. So it was pretty good. I liked it. I would say I've already seen the most iconic image from the movie, and I feel like that's one of like the best parts is like the reveal of that, and I've already seen it
Mhm.
just from like being in groups and stuff. And so I was like waiting for that moment to come. But yeah, it's pretty good. I liked it. I don't think it's definitely not one of my favorite John Carpenter films. Oh,
Mhm.
Donald Pleasance, of course, he's in it as well. He's
How was
great,
he?
of course. He's great.
Of
He
course.
plays like a preacher or a priest. He's one of those. And he's like the one that's like telling, all them like this is happening and stuff. And there's some really cool camera work. There's some really cool like practical effects and like illusions, I would say. So it's good. I like it. Definitely check it out. Peacock. That's where I watched it. So might as well. And there's a lot of John Carpenter films right now on Peacock.
Mhm.
Um, like They Live is on there. I don't think In the Mouth of Madness is on there though. But I did see a lot of
Ah.
John Carpenter films are on Peacock right now. So if
Mhm.
you want to watch it, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and I've noticed that too, and that's where put the Prince of Darkness on there. So I'm glad you had a lot, like you had a good time with the movie,
Uh-huh.
especially with Donald Pleasance, because again, no shocker that Donald Pleasance freaking nailed it in this particular role.
And I also think his name is Loomis
Oh,
in
really?
this, like Preacher Loomis or something like that. Like on the captions, it said Loomis, and I didn't double check, but I'm like, is his name really Loomis in this as well? Come on now, but
Okay,
it
see, it all
probably
makes
is.
sense now. Loomis is a priest, and he learned under the priest from or from the Reverend in part 4 of Halloween. So it all makes sense. It's all tied in together,
Exactly. He didn't die. He just went on to be a priest.
and they were hunting the evil together.
Exactly.
We still need a damn movie of that because that would be hilarious to see the Reverend just hunting down the evil.
Yeah.
So let's see here. That's the last I had of 87. Did you have anything else from 1987?
I have two more, which I haven't seen either of them, but I have heard of both. My Best Friend's a Vampire, and also
Okay.
the movie Creepazoids. If you want to watch Creepazoids, I also believe that is on Tubi. No, not Tubi. Well, maybe Tubi, but it's on Peacock, I want to say. And I think Amazon Prime because it's a part of like when Elvira, not Elvira's like macabre, like movie macabre, but I think it was like 2014. She did like another little run of like Elvira showings, and Creepazoids is one of the ones that she showed. So
Mhm.
it's on one of those streaming sites, and you can watch it like with Elvira's like sort of like commentary for her
Oh,
show.
that's so cool.
Yeah, but
Eh,
haven't seen it yet.
all right. But I know for a fact that you put it on your watch list just because Elvira's doing the commentary for it.
Yes, I fucking. That's why I watched Evil Bong. I watched it with Elvira's like sort of on her show because that was like the same run she did with Creepazoids. She also did like Evil Bong. Um,
Mhm.
there's a lot of like ones I probably. Wait, what is it called? Cannibal Woman in the Avocado Jungle, something like that. It's
It's
longer than
something like
that.
that because I heard that title one time.
Cannibal Woman in the Avocado Jungle, something. Which that movie was actually really good. So I'm really glad that I did watch that one because that one was a lot of fun. Cannot remember the title because it's fucking long, but something about Cannibal Women, Avocado Jungle.
Oh my gosh. And you were right, because I'm seeing in the chat is Father Loomis, so you are correct.
Father Loomis. Father.
Uh, Father Loomis. Father Loomis, I want to confess my sins. Well, you were doing very well last night. Uh
I was like, what? What does that
the
even mean?
Yes, the evil is here, damn it. But there you go. So was that it for 1987?
Yeah, that's all I had.
Okay, cool. And I want to get this freaking sexy son of a bitch his comment right here. Fachi, what's going on, man? Saying, Brett, my man, looks suave, bro. And Destiny, hello, my darling.
Hello.
Yeah, we were
Suave.
freaking dressing up. Destiny is a survivor chick from Somebody Party Massacre 2, and I am Mr. Peach Fuzz from Creep. Yeah, so there we go. There was your 5 seconds of photography, which, if you do that, I want my freaking cut of the money. So,
Mm-hmm.
let's see here. Okay, we got nothing else. Oh, and Gory Tiger, of course, says, you hunting it, ain't you?
Ain't you?
Hunting evil. So let's go ahead and jump right into the 90s here. I got two from 1982. I'll go ahead and mention those real quick. I have, if it will pop up here. There we go. Critters 4 was released on October the 14th of 1982, and that's expected. If you're like later on into a franchise, the scores start going down. And then, of course, we got the iconic classic horror movie Candyman that was released on October the 16th of 1992, and nothing but amazing things to say about this movie, especially for the great horror icon himself of Candyman, who was played by Tony Todd. Man, this movie is so damn disturbing, but you can't also just not like look away from it, like because you're so kind of like along with is it the character's name Virginia or is that the actress's name?
I think that's her real name because I think her name's Virginia Madsen.
Okay. That's what I was trying to think of, but mainly the lead actress, like she's so entranced with
Helen.
Candyman. Yeah, Helen. Yeah, so when Helen was like looking at Candyman in the park, like in that parking garage, we were all kind of like her. We were probably like crying like she was, but we were just so like drawn into the Candyman character. And so I think it's such a damn good movie. I think it's better than the remake or the sequel that they did last year, which we've already talked about on this channel. So I love this movie. Destiny, what about you?
Yeah, I think Candyman is great. Like you said, Candyman himself, Tony Todd, amazing. As soon as he's on screen, you're like transfixed by his voice is so like alluring, and you can't help but like not look. And it's brutal too. And this is also
Mhm.
sort of like it has like a love story in it as well, and it has like gothic elements. Like it feels like a gothic sort of horror movie, and the score
Mhm.
amazing. The cinematography is great. I love Candyman. It's not one I watch too often. I do need to rewatch it because it has been a while, but it's
Mhm.
so good. And it's one that I watched quite often as a kid too.
Oh yeah, and it's also very important to the horror genre too, because this is kind of like a first big like African American actor playing a major villain. So like, which I appreciate for that because like it was just a long time coming, and I'm glad they actually did it. And it's such a good movie for that.
Yeah, and the movie has so much more to it than it just being like a slasher. There's so much that
Hmm.
this movie says with like social commentary and stuff. It's great. Candyman is great. I
Hmm.
love it.
Yeah, way better than Critters 4. Have you even attempted the Critter
I haven't seen
franchise?
any of the Critters movies.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if I could take it seriously, even though I want to at least check out the first one. But other than that, pretty sure I can remember. Chat, let me know. It's either the second or the third one. We get our introduction to freaking cinema of Leonardo DiCaprio. He did his very first movie in the Critter franchise.
Was it Critters? I thought it was Troll.
I could have sworn it was Critters 2
Maybe it
or
is
3. I
Critters.
just can't remember. It could be 4. I no, I just it's not 4. I want to say it's 2. So someone in the chat let me know because I cannot remember.
That's funny.
So I know, like, just again along those whole lines of like, hey, you were in Critters 2. No, I wasn't, but that's totally you. No, it wasn't.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Critters 3.
And
Gory
then
Tiger says.
Gory and Courtney Reed said, "Yo, so what's going on there, Courtney Reed?" And oh, right, here's oh yeah, thank you, Gory. Critters 3. I knew it was 1 to 2. I just couldn't remember. If anyone get Gory Tiger's comment real quick, said Brett looks like he should be working for Apple for the turtleneck on.
Maybe
Yeah,
that's what
so
it is. Yeah, you look like
yeah,
fucking Steve Jobs with the
freaking
glasses
Steve
too.
Jobs. Man, I kind of like more look like Ashton Kutcher when he plays Steve Jobs. Or
There
is
you
that
go.
pushing it?
I don't. When did he play Steve Jobs?
Like a lot, just not. I wouldn't say that's not that long ago. I don't think, because I remember there's like a Saturday Night Live skit where it's like Ashton Kutcher and he goes, "Hi, I'm Steve Jobs," or something like that. So, if anybody in the comic can back me up on that one, what year did that movie come out? Oh, and we got somebody brand new here. Let me see if I'm pronouncing this right. Million I Ides. If I mispronounced that, I am so sorry. I am horrible with names. But welcome to the channel, and everybody make sure that they feel welcome. So thank you for joining us today. So let's see here. All right. Did you have anything else from 1992?
Yeah, I have one. Dr. Giggles.
Oh my gosh. No, no Dr. Giggles on this channel. And sorry, Brandon the Beldam. I know that you had me and Matt watched it, but I'm sorry, I did not like it at all. But what about you?
Never seen it. And he says it's pronounced. Whoa, it's pronounced Million Ideas. I like that. Oh, I see. Million Ideas.
Million ideas. Oh,
I like that.
lifesaver.
I've not seen Dr. Giggles though. Don't really care to after what y'all said. Even though the main actor in it, like I'm a fan of him when he is in stuff. Like he's really good. He plays the Scarecrow in Dark Knight of the Scarecrow. He plays the fucking terrifying Santa Claus from the Tales from the Crypt episode, which was like that's my favorite episode of Tales from the Crypt. So like I'm a fan of him, but whenever y'all said about Dr. Giggles, I'm like, it's going further down on my watch list. I'm not in a rush to watch that now.
Yeah, take your sweet time. Just because, like, yeah, even Matt, there we go. Yeah, Matt said Dr. Giggles is a rough one. Sorry, gosh almighty, I am never having Taco Bell before a stream ever again. So I
Terrible
apologize for
idea.
that.
I am
It's a
jealous.
horrible
Though.
idea. Oh, it was good. And then let's see here. Just checking the chat real quick. I think we're good there. But yeah, million ideas. Thank you for coming on and welcome to the channel. Be sure to give us a little subscribe there because it helps the channel. And of course, be sure to follow the great and wonderful Destiny. All of her links are in the description down below as well. Oh, wait a minute. What about the ice cream man? No sad days as wishing well, only happy days.
Oh, Ice Cream Man.
Oh, I know.
Oh.
I think the first time I watched that was on the last drive-in.
Yeah, I don't think I like Ice Cream Man as much as everyone else does.
Hey, that's at least Clint Howard. At least Clint Howard, just makes it fun at least.
Yeah, that's like the best part of the movie. Everything else around it, and you have Olivia Hussey, who plays like a really weird character, which is pretty fun. Everything else, though, it's a little bit too slow. I wanted some craziness.
Well, wait a minute. What's more crazy than and quick spoiler? What's more crazy than like just the ice cream, like the head in the ice cream cone?
See, I wanted more of that. Like that's so like iconic for the movie. I wanted more of that. I wanted more, or like, what about the eyeball in like the Rocky Road? That's
Nasty.
Genius. That's like a perfect sort of thing. Instead of the marshmallow, it's an eyeball. It's so gross. I wanted more of that. Because I feel like there's like a lot of like, is he actually a killer or not? Because at first you really don't know.
Right.
So they should have like went all out. See if they remade Ice Cream Man,
that would work.
Cool. I think that could work. If it was like a straightforward, just like brutal slasher, that would work.
Yeah, and that could be a like even like one of those sci-fi movies. You know how they did with Sleepaway Camp, which again we'll get to later on. I think that could be the best way that can work.
Yeah.
So, and a million ideas. I saw your comment that you've already been subscribed to the channel. Appreciate that so much, my friend. And hopefully to see you in the chat a lot more. So awesome. So let's see here. I got this from 92. So did you have anything else from 92? Oh no,
Nope,
you
that was
you
it.
said Dr. Giggles.
Yep, Dr. Giggles was the only one
Oh,
I
okay,
had
just
that
sorry,
wasn't
just want to
mentioned.
double check. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into 1997, where we have Night of the Demons 3. I saw the original one not too long ago on Matt's channel for watching till you drop. Had very fantastic time with the first one. However, I'm not so confident about the other two after it, even though I heard the second one is just as fun. But the third one, heard nothing else really about. And then, of course, we get a late 90s classic, I Know What You Did Last Summer. If that came out on October the 17th of 1997, and you can watch this on HBO Max. And later on in the show, we will talk about the lovely Amazon series of I Know What You Did Last Summer. Oh, the lovely Amazon series. But let's talk about the movie first. So, Destiny, I know you enjoyed the hell out of this movie, especially where you did a cosplay of one Miss Helen. So, what do you think about it? And you
I
did
love,
Julie as well.
yeah, I love I Know You Did Last Summer. I think it's a lot of fun. I love like teen slasher movies, and I love those sort of like Scream inspired slasher movies. I'm all about those sort of movies, so I think it's fun. Um, I love Helen, of course. You have Sarah Michelle Gellar. She's amazing in it. And I like Julie James. I like the whole cast, and I think it's just a good like summertime slasher movie. Kind of weird it came out in October because it's definitely like a summer sort of movie, but like
Mhm.
whatever. But I think it's a lot of fun, and it's a movie I watch a couple times like every year. So I really love it. I love the first two.
Mhm.
Hate the third one, but the first
Hate
one
hate is
so
just hate
good.
is just keeping it nice. It's just keeping it nice.
Yeah,
But also I'll help you. Number three, the third, I Know What You Did, or I'll always know what you did last summer. It's indeed on the Good Real channel. Dog shit from a horse's ass. That's the best way to describe that movie. Lowest of the low, absolutely. We absolutely hate it. Even though we went on Josh's channel to do that watch party, I thought that was fun, but still, the movie was garbage.
it's so bad. It's so bad. But the original,
It's
really
it's
good.
amazing, and the
It's a lot of
sequel
fun.
criminally underrated, in my opinion.
Yeah, the sequel's a lot of fun too. I really like I Still Know You Did Last Summer. I like to watch both of them a couple times a year,
Hmm.
especially like back to back. Obviously, it's a great double feature, original and sequel.
Hmm.
But I think they're both a lot of fun. And I just watched the original. It was like a couple months ago, actually. So I really enjoy
Yeah.
it, especially every 4th of July. Perfect time to watch the movies. So
Hmm. Oh no, I absolutely agree with you. And plus, Freddie Prince Jr.'s in this as well. This is kind of like where he got his. I think this is where he got his main start in popularity. Then, of course, he took that lovely role in "She's All That." I'm not afraid to admit, my favorite rom com of all time. So Freddie Prince Jr. did a great job as Ray. Yeah, his name was Ray in this, right?
yeah,
Oh my gosh! I just now finally just clicked in my head. Scary Movie. They were making fun of his awkward character
yeah,
because they got like freaking Ray in Scary Movie and Ray in that. Oh my god. Okay, so that makes Scary Movie even better for me. But I Know What You Did Last Summer. Absolutely great, as Destiny said. Great summer movie, especially for the 4th of July, because this pretty much this horror movie is a 4th of July horror movie. It's not like an Uncle Sam where it throws America right at your face, but it does throw you a cool like atmosphere, like a nice quiet town, and then some really bad looking Ching overalls. That I'm not sure why they had Jennifer Love Hewitt wear. Oh, are you a fan of them?
I am a fan of the Jane Rolls.
Sorry, not me. I turned the other way. Uh oh, she. God, I hate when you're mad at me because I'm afraid to say anything else. But no, I'm just messing. So with I Know What You Did Last Summer, it's such a good time. Is it directed by Kevin Williamson?
No, just
Oh, it's just
written.
written. Okay.
The guy that directed it, I can't remember his name, but I believe he was Scottish. I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Scottish or an Irish guy. Cannot remember his
Right.
name though.
Yeah, me neither. I just remember Kevin Williamson. This is a project he wanted to do, and they pretty much told him to fuck off. And then when Scream happened, and with the success of Scream, everybody's like, "Hey, remember that movie you pitched to us a couple of years ago? I know what you did last summer. Well, we're ready for that now."
Yeah.
So I just love how that came to be. But this movie is absolutely fantastic, and I'll have my thoughts about the show later on. But quick question, and then I'm not sure if you had any thoughts on Night of the Demons 3, but I here's what I want. I want them to do a Never I Know What You Did Last Summer, like a requel, and bring back Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prince Jr. as like them being married and they had a daughter, or daughter or a son, however they want to write it, and then they have some freaky shit happen to them. Kind of like with the whole "I Know What You Did Last Summer" and all that. Would you be interested in that requel idea,
Maybe, I don't know. I
or did
feel
the third
like
one just really take you out of it?
I just feel like that really only works when it's like a huge franchise, you know. And like I know you did
Mm-hmm.
last summer, I wouldn't consider it like a huge franchise. It's not like on the same like level as like Halloween because you know like that works because it's Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
But like I don't know, maybe if it was done right, I wouldn't mind it. But I kind of like that it's really just you know, even though like in the third one it says that they're killed, I just ignore that. I kind of like that it just keeps it, you know, just those two movies with them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and that's fair too. I just like thought of a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, this would be pretty damn cool. But I kind of agree with you. Requels only really work if or if you're so far along within a franchise. If it just kind of needs that, like that little reboot, kind of like what Halloween did.
Mm-hmm.
And that director, I believe Aiden Scott is here. That's Jim Gillespie.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so thank you so much there, Aiden. So did you have any thoughts about Night of the Demons 3?
Haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it, okay. And did you find anything else from 97?
Nope.
Alrighty, so we are done with the 90s. We are going at a pretty good pace so far, even though we're about to hit a lot of them here in a minute. So just again, I'll try to get to the chats as much as I can. So let's go to 2002. We got a couple good amount of them here. So we got first Red Dragon. This is kind of like the prequel of the Silence of the Lambs. Came out on October the 4th. And then we got everybody's in a Hellraiser mood. So just in case, Hellraiser 6, Hellseeker came out on October 15th of 2002. So 20-year anniversary. So if you're in the mood to watch Hellraiser, there you go. And then one of the popular movies from the early 2000s is The Ring. That came out on October the 18th of 2002. This is on Paramount Plus right now if you're interested, because I certainly am, because unfortunately I have not seen it. And then we got Ghost Ship. Everybody loves that friggin' opening. October 25th of 2002. And then lastly, I know Destiny's going to love this one. It's Elvira's Haunted Hills, was released on Halloween Day in 2002, and it is on Tubi right now. If you love Elvira, if you want to watch this movie, so Destiny, have you seen Red Dragon?
I have not.
Yeah, if not, and you seen any movie kind of like in the Hannibal Lecter kind of like era with the movies?
No. I've only seen Silence of the Lambs.
Okay, I'd say at least that I'd say that's good because you at least need to watch that one. But for me, you could kind of skip Hannibal, but Red Dragon's very damn good.
I think I have it on
Yeah, like
VHS.
oh, then you need to watch it sometime because it's such a good like prequel, kind of how it ties everything with like Hannibal Lecter just like got there, and then the detective is played by Edward Norton. So like him between him and Anthony Hopkins is so amazing to watch. And I'm just gonna call him Ralph, but everybody best knows him as the guy that plays Lord Voldemort. that actor is the main villain in this movie, and he does a phenomenal job as being a villain. To me, I highly suggest Red Dragon. To me, is super underrated.
I'll have to give it a watch.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, you do. Absolutely, like in my opinion, like absolutely. And oh, I'm seeing some people giving love. Ooh, let's guess this coming from Rosie real quick. I have dressed as Elvira. Hell yeah. And then if you check Destiny's cosplay she's been doing right now, she didn't do Elvira not too long ago.
Yeah, a
So
couple of days ago, I think.
yeah, a couple of days ago. Like it's like you've done so many already. I can't remember like which day is which. But have you seen Hellraiser 6?
No,
No, and let me guess, no interest, right?
no, no.
Yeah, same
It
here.
has a fucking
Because
0 on Rotten Tomatoes. I think I'm good.
all right, just so y'all see right there, it does indeed have a 0 on Rotten Tomatoes. So take that as you will. And then, of course, what about The Ring? Have you seen The Ring before?
Yes, I love The Ring. I think The Ring used to really scare me a lot as a kid, but I think The Ring is great. I love The Ring. And it's
Mhm.
PG-13, but it's like really scary. I don't think it's as scary as it was, obviously, whenever I was a kid. I rewatched it and I was like, okay, it's not as scary as I remember it being, but it's still really effective. And it has Adam Brody in it for like 2 seconds.
Oh,
So
does it really?
he's barely in it, but he is in it.
See, I didn't know that because unfortunately, like I know some people are shocked in the chat. I have not seen The Ring.
And it
Uh,
has, what's his name?
Naomi Watts.
No. Well, she's like the main star. Um,
Oh, oh, you're talking about
Martin
the dad from Pray at Night.
Pray at Night. Martin Hendrickson, I want to
Yeah,
say.
Hendrick or Henderson or something like
Henderson.
that. But yeah.
I'm getting mixed up with Lance Hendrickson, but it's Martin, I think, Henderson or something like that. Yeah, it has the dad from Pray at Night and Wayne from X. He's in this movie. It has like the little creepy kid that's in Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. The Jedediah, I think, is his name in the remake. He's also in The Ring. So there's like a lot of like well-known people in The Ring.
Oh yeah, and yeah, like I remembered like the cast, and the only good thing or the thing I can tell about the movie is when my brother went to see it, he saw it with a bunch of like friends from high school and some girls too. And then right after the movie's over, he of course he did the immature thing of star 6 9.
No.
He called one of the girls and went 7 days, and instantly hang up, and the girls started freaking out. So that's the only thing I remember really about The Ring when my brother told me the story about how he saw it at the theater. So, checking the chat here. Uh, yeah, what's going on, Ben Graham saying Elvira is in her 70s, still amazing. Yeah, absolutely. She looks freaking phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see here. All right, good with the chat right there. So yeah, I easily eventually going to add The Ring. The Ring is high on my watch list, so trust me, I will get to it when I can, because I know a lot. I know like I know shame on me. So I'm gonna try to fix that wrong as soon as I can. Plus, we have an episode of a Slash It Out in the future between The Ring and The Grudge, so I got to get my ass on it because guess what? Haven't seen The Grudge either. And Destiny is ready to rage quit. She's
But
just
you've
being
seen
very
Scary
nice.
Movie 3 and 4?
I know,
That kind of
yes.
takes the piss out of both of the movies then.
I know, but I could still probably at least enjoy it for what they were, though, and what they kind of like what they play into the horror genre in the 2000s.
Yeah.
So I know I fudged up right there, but at least it can't be any worse than freaking Ghost Ship. Even though with the amazing, of course we know everybody knows about the amazing opening of this movie, and that nobody would ever forget when they watch this movie. But after that, extremely forgettable. So, do you agree with me on that one? Extremely forgettable and not quite as good.
Yeah, the only thing which I watched Ghost Ship like a lot growing up. Like that was, I feel like a lot of these movies you mentioned, well, I'm not going to say a lot of them, but like The Ring, We watch The Grudge a lot, and we watch Ghost Ship a lot. The opening is one of the best openings, I think, in horror. Period. It is so memorable. It is so good. It is so scary. The only thing else I really remember is like they're eating, and they look down. There's like maggots all in
Oh
it
yeah.
instead of like rice or whatever, like beans. There's a lady that wears like the red, and she's like the singer, and then she's all like corpsey. And the soundtrack I think is really good for uh
Mm-hmm.
for Ghost Ship. I do like the soundtrack and like the ending. I forget what the song is called, but I had heard it like not that long ago again. Like I found the song and I was like, oh my god, it's a song from Ghost Ship, because it's like a really like a rock song. It's like whatever. Good song if I can fucking remember what it was.
Oh, so
But
it's like those classic like early rock 2000s. Like
yeah, like a
you can never
2000s
get out of your
rock.
head.
Yes. But everything
Mm-hmm.
else though, like I remember parts of the movie just because like I've seen it so many times, and like I remember a lot of the cast from the movie because I recognize them from like other stuff that they did. But besides like the opening is definitely the best part. And you like
Mm-hmm.
you don't want the opening to be the best part of your movie. Like you want it to hook people in, which it does, but you want the rest of your movie to live up to that. And it doesn't, unfortunately.
Right.
But the
So
opening, of course,
so
is great.
yeah, so would you kind of I kind of consider like the beginning of Ghost Ship kind of like I put it kind of like in a category of like great opening, the rest of the movie either complete shit or just okay or at least decent. I kind of put it in the same category as Friday the 13th remake because that opening 10 like 20 minutes was amazing. I know you feel differently about that. I know you feel differently about that, but just under my category. If there was a movie lately where there was a movie that had a great beginning, but then just an okay like second and third act, I'll think of the movie here in a minute. But I saw from the look on your face, so this comment works good. Destiny about to walk out.
There's been a few times tonight because it caught me really off guard.
Yeah, I know. Like, this is like the first time we've had a couple like disagreements on here, so that's pretty pretty neat. So and then Danner also says, "What's going on, Danner? You sank my ghost ship. Damn it, Danner, we're not
That's
playing
not the
Battleship."
game. That's not how it works.
God, hopefully he didn't send that one picture to you about giraffes because I'm still trying to get that image out of my head. Yeah,
You
so
didn't.
don't send it. And okay, also, it is a really good movie, but like just to me, the opening was the big ultimate highlight of the movie.
I'll give you that, I guess.
Okay. Well, I know how much you love it. You have it as your number two or number one. I can't remember.
My number 4.
Oh, your number four? Damn.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Damn, what's your number one? Because I'm trying to remember. Like it's again, I know we did the series last year. Wasn't is it part four? If that was your favorite
It's 4, 3, 2, remake.
remake. Okay, there we go. So yeah, because we kind of like had a little bit of similarity with that. So but let's see here. Just checking the. No, Danner, don't you send it. Stop. So let's freaking go along with the next one here. Let's see here. We did that. Okay, yeah, here we go. I haven't seen it, but I'll let you tell me all about it. And that's Elvira's Haunted Hills. What did you think about this one? Better than Mistress of the Dark?
No, not better. Not better. Elvira Mistress of the Dark is like gold. This movie, not as good, unfortunately. Because I think I watched it. It might have been I watched it this. No, it was last year because I got the Blu-ray for Christmas of Haunted Hills. But
Hmm.
I watched it last year for the first time, and it's good. Don't get me wrong, it is good, and it's fun to see Elvira like back. Um, and this is more. It's like it's kind of like a time period movie. It's like back in time, and it's like a gothic. It's sort of like it's like a Vincent Price sort of feel, you know. It's very gothic, and they're in like a castle, and all this shit's going on. I don't think it's nearly as good as Elvira Mistress of the Dark, but it is still good for like what it is, and it's still fun. It's just not as memorable, I think, And like if I have to choose between Elvira Mistress of the Dark or Haunted Hills, Elvira Mistress of the Dark every day because that's in my top 10 favorite horror movies. Haunted
Mm-hmm.
Hills, it's just, I don't know. I was a little disappointed, and I hate saying that because like I love Elvira, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm like there for like everything she does. It's just, in my opinion, it's not as good, but it's still fun for like what it is. Like I think people should still watch it because like I didn't even know this movie existed until I got like more into like Elvira's stuff, and I had no idea this was like a thing, and especially that it came out in like 2002. I was like, what
Right.
the hell? We got like an Elvira movie in the 2000s. I had no idea, but it's good for what it is. It's just not as good. But I don't
Just
think anything will beat Elvira Missions of the Dark. That movie is just like it's like a perfect 80s
like
movie.
like as close to a golden reel as possible, or is it a golden reel?
For me, it's a golden reel. Not maybe not for
Awesome.
everyone else, but like the humor hits in Elvira Mischief of the Dark. Like all the jokes land for me. I think they're funny, and there's still jokes in this one that are funny. It's just like the story itself, and also like I'm not a fan. I'm not super into like the 50s and 60s sort of horror movie, like haunted house sort of movies. You know, I haven't watched a lot of like Vincent Price movies, but I know that's like what Elvira is like really inspired by, and she like loved Vincent Price, and that's like what this movie is. It's like a love letter to all that, which
Mm-hmm.
maybe that's also the reasoning is like that already just isn't my sort of style. I much prefer like the flashier style of the 80s movie. Not really a big fan of like period pieces to begin with. Not a big fan of
Mm-hmm.
like the 50s, 60s inspired sort of Vincent Price sort of movies. They're just not really my thing. And that's like what this movie is.
Right.
So I think it's still a good time, especially now that you can stream it. It wasn't streaming for the longest time. I had to watch it on YouTube.
Oh gosh.
A really shitty quality on YouTube as well. I haven't even watched it on my Blu-ray, and I said, you know, I got it for Christmas last year, and I still haven't
Oh
watched it
god.
again.
You need to
I
get
know.
on that thing because
Maybe I'll watch it
it's
this
like
month.
yeah, there you go. It's like, oh hey, Merry Christmas, thank you. And then like a couple
I
months
know
later,
Bailey got it for
hey,
me,
how are you doing?
and I asked
Yeah,
for it too. I was like, I
I
really
know he's
want
probably
this.
like yeah, y'all probably just chilling. He's probably like, so are
She
you
doesn't
gonna watch that
open that
movie?
movie I got her. The fuck. But maybe
Oh
I'll
man.
watch it again this month. And actually, like, since I'll have like a good quality of it, and it's not like a VHS version copied onto YouTube, like it's like hard to see, and the ratio is really weird. Did you ever
Mm-hmm.
watch iCarly?
I've seen a few episodes of iCarly.
Did you ever see
Like,
Freddie's
I wasn't
mom?
the Freddie's mom. I can't remember. Again, it's been such a long time ago, kind of like when I was
Well,
a kid.
Freddie's mom is in Haunted Hills, so that was pretty cool to see because
Oh
I
hell yeah.
love iCarly.
Yeah, which I'm sure you love the when they came out with the show on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, I did watch. I watched most of it. I didn't watch some of the newer season, but I watched a few episodes.
There you go. And then, yeah, and plus, I don't blame you. I keep always hearing too that Mistress of Darkness is better. And of course, what better person to ask than yourself because you're possibly the only person I know in this world that owns the most copies of Mistress of Darkness.
Yeah, two
Be-
VHS. Wait, no, one VHS because I have
yeah.
Haunted Hills on VHS as well. One VHS,
hmm
one Blu-ray, one Steelbook, and then of course I have Elvira's book. I did get that for
Right.
Christmas, and I did read it. I
Hooray!
read that book, and it was really
But
good.
you do like
And
to
she
read
talks
it.
about this
You do
movie as
like
well.
right, and you do like to read in the winter too. So I'm glad you at least got to read the book too.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see here. Did you find anything else from 2002?
Okay. Well, I found Ju-on, The Grudge, and I want to say that
Oh,
might be like
okay.
the original, not the remake, because the remake came out I think in like 2004. But it's Ju-on, The Grudge, so that might be the original. I want to say it
hmm
is, but there's another movie that I never see anyone talk about. But I watched this one so much as a kid. I cannot tell you anything from it because I literally do not remember. But I remember the cover of it because it kind of looked like my pawpaw, and it is called The Curse of the 49er.
That sounds like that sounds like the complete title of a Scooby Doo episode.
Because there's the Scooby Doo episode
Exactly.
about the 49er. But there is a horror movie. I think it's on Tubi. I remember seeing it on Tubi not that long ago, and I wanted to rewatch it, but I was like, man, I don't know if I want to get myself back into this. Because I really don't remember almost anything about the movie, but I remember I would watch it so much as a kid for some reason. And it's like a movie I've never seen another person talk about before. I posted about Nuclear Flicks one time. I was like, what's a movie you remember watching that you don't see anyone talk about? And that was my movie, was Curse of the 49er. But I watched it a lot as a child. And I remember, like, because the guy wears, like, white contacts. Like, I remember that. And obviously he has, like, the pickaxe. Because it's, like, he's a miner sort of guy. But, yeah. Curse of the 49er. When I saw that on, like, whenever I was doing the stuff for this, I was like, oh, my God. I have to write it down. Because I used to love it for some reason.
Oh man, Ben, you need to get you a do you know if it's out on Blu-ray or anything like that? Because that sounds like that's a movie you should add in your collection.
No, I've never even tried to look up if I can find it on DVD. I was just like, I don't know. It's probably terrible. It's probably so bad.
Oh,
but for whatever reason, as a kid, loved it.
You loved it. So hey, you never know. It'll be a good time to freaking go back and rewatch it to celebrate for an anniversary. So let's see here. Let me check the chat. Okay, we're good. Anything else from 2002?
Nope, that was it.
Alrighty, so I have 3 from 2007. We have Wrong Turn 2 Dead End, released on October the 9th of 2007. Then we have 30 Days of Night. I've been hearing a lot of popular things about this movie, especially lately with the 101 Scariest Moments. That's the series that's doing on Shed right now. This got a pretty high ranking of it, so it gets me more interested to tune it out or like to check it out. Came out on October 19th of 2007. And then lastly, we get into freaking Saw. Was released on October the 16th of 2007, the 4th movie of the franchise, and just starting off of a brand new era into the Saw franchise with this movie. So, Destiny, we'll go with Wrong Turn 2 first. I know you love like the later versions of the Wrong Turn franchise, especially 6. I know you like 6. I don't believe your TikTok.
I will leave.
Okay. Okay. No taken. No taken. So, okay, what do you think about the earlier ones, especially with the second one? Do you like it?
Yes, the second one is my favorite of the franchise. I think the second one is so much fun. I love 1, 2, and the reboot. That's it, really, in the whole, out of all the movies. But the second one is my favorite because I think it's a lot of fun. You have a lot more people, and they're sort of shooting like this reality show. It's one like I really remember watching as a kid. Like I can vividly remember watching it for the first time, especially like the opening. I think the opening is great. You have the girl who gets eaten, and then later they fucking are eating her like leg because she has like the infinity snake tattoo. The girl that gets killed on like the little beach side of like the little like lake or pond or whatever it is. I just think the second one is so much fun because it's like the first one but like on a larger scale, and you have fucking oh my god, what's his name?
Oh, Joe? Are you talking about the main character?
No, Joe.
Or are you talking about the soldier?
No, the director. Oh my god.
Ah, shit.
His first name's Joe. He did Mayhem. He was in Holliston. The Tales from the Crypt podcast. Or the movie Crypt podcast. Not Tales from the Crypt.
Help us out there, Chad, about figuring out that guy's name.
Joe Lynch. I got it.
Joe Lynch. Okay.
Joe Lynch directed it. I think it's great. I'm a fan of Joe Lynch's, even though I just fucking forgot his last name. But Wrong Turn 2 is my favorite. I just think it's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, and so when you watched it, you said you watched this movie kind of like in your childhood, right? Do you remember the scene about brother sister fucking in the woods?
Yes.
Because that was a whole big. What the fuck am I watching?
My aunt just like let me watch it with her one night. I was like, okay.
Oh
and I
gosh,
watched
and
it
she's
and
probably
I liked
thinking
it.
like, it's like you're gonna see this eventually, so might as well start you early, right?
Exactly. And here I am
So
today.
here you are today. And then I want to say hello to Thomas real quick. What's going on? I am doing great. And yeah, for Wrong Turn 2, I kind of agree with you. I'm still got the fourth one. I want to watch the fourth one because I am a sucker for the snow environment. But for the second one, I really enjoyed the whole reality aspect of it. And like you perfectly said, it succeeds in a sequel just because it does double everything that the first one did, kind of like with the kills and the effects and all that. And the beginning, I do remember that to a T because that is also a great beginning to a horror movie as well.
Yeah, and the effects look amazing throughout the whole movie.
Hmm.
Because like there are really good effects as well. I would say in the original one, there's some really good effects, but the in part two, I feel like so much of it for me is more memorable. Like the way her mouth looks, because it's like the
Hmm.
because she hits one of them and he like jumps up and bites her and she's like missing all this, and then they kill her obviously, and they have like her legs like being dragged along and stuff. Oh my god, fucker. But yeah. And then you have two people from they're both in Final Destination 3, which is really cool to see. And then you have like
Hmm.
the also what I love about this movie, it does the subversion of the final girl, and it's like it's shocking when because you have this girl, you think she's your final girl the whole time
Yes.
because she fits your stereotype of a final girl. She gets fucking killed, and you're like, what the fuck? So again, love that. It's great, and I really like the ending. The ending's really good. And then Henry
Hmm.
Rollins, he's great in it as well. He's the kind of guy
Yeah,
you
I've
would
been
want
seeing
to
that
be
name.
here. Yeah, if you're in the
Yeah, is
situation, you
that the
want him with
soldier?
you. Yes, he's like
Yeah.
yeah, the one that kind of went off on his own and was like doing everything, and then unfortunately he dies. But still, you would want him with you for sure.
Hmm. Oh, absolutely. And I remember him like and what's the popular wrong turn character that's one of the mutants? That
Three Finger.
Three Finger, yeah, I think he his interaction with Three Finger and then what he does in the final act, I thought was so damn entertaining, and I liked having a character in that particular environment. So I did remember his character a lot. But yeah, but overall, that Wrong Turn 2 movie, it's still entertaining. But I'm with you. I like the original, and I absolutely love the reboots that came out in 2001, or
2021.
was it or 2020?
Yeah,
Wait a minute. It came out in 2021 because I could have swore we talked about that earlier this year.
2021.
Okay, yeah. Just want to make sure because like Damien Maffei will kill us. But so yeah, so there is that. And then what about 30 Days of Night? Because I have not seen that one, but that's still on my watch list.
Haven't seen it either. I want to because it has Josh Hartnett and Melissa George, both fans of
Hmm.
theirs. Just haven't seen it
And plus just vampires once again in a
in the
snow
snow.
environment. Yeah, so I figure with like having the blood being all over the snow would be so cool to watch. So yeah, that's on my watch list as well. And what about Saw 4? I know we've all seen the Saw, but what did you think about Saw 4?
I can't even remember which one Saw for.
That's the one where Jigsaw, Mr. Jigsaw just died, and they found the freaking recording tape in his stomach.
I don't know, man. They all kind of mixed together. I remember the
uh,
first three. After that, they all kind of, and I remember seven because seven's awful. But
mhm.
4, 5, and 6, couldn't tell you. That's
Oh,
when they
okay.
all
Sorry.
become one big
The
movie.
fourth one, the fourth one's the whole the ice block kill where they have the ice blocks. That's the main trap, and it smashes.
Oh,
That's the
Donnie's
fourth
in the
one.
ice block. Yeah,
Yes.
it was okay, I guess. I don't know. Couldn't tell you like
Yeah,
anything
like
else really. Oh, you have the
nah.
cop and the girl and her hair stuck. You fucking bitch, dude. I'm getting so annoyed. Um, yeah, the girl's head's like caught and she tries to kill him. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not the biggest Saw person. Fucking whore. Um, yeah, I'm not the biggest Saw fan. Not really my franchise.
Hmm.
I've seen them all. just not really my thing. Besides like the first two.
Yeah. And I enjoyed the Saw franchise. It's just I think the first three are possibly like perfect, like in their own little trilogy. It's just everything that happened after that. It's either okay or just straight dog shit from a horse's ass. You should next time you talk to Brad, ask him about his favorite Saw movie of the final chapter. He would really appreciate that.
Will do.
Uh, no, just kidding. He absolutely hates that movie. I literally had to stop him one time. We were recording. He went on a 10-minute rant of how much he hated that movie. So don't ask him about that movie, ladies and gentlemen. But he does like Saw 4, and I like Saw 4 for what it was too. But I kind of like agree with you. Kind of like after the third one, they start kind of going downhill, with the exception of 6. But the 6 is the whole merry-go-round one. And kind of like that.
The
So
shotgun carousel.
yes, which is one of the coolest traps in the entire franchise. But 4 is just okay. It's there. So let me check the chat real quick. Atana says 4 is his favorite in the franchise. That's bold. And then Rosie also says, not a Saw fan either, Destiny.
Yeah, it's not my thing. They kind of get all
Oh.
they get too convoluted. And I don't like, what the fuck is his name? Mark Hoffman? I cannot stand him.
Yes, Mark Hoffman. That's the killer's name.
I don't like him. I do not
very
like
punchable
him.
face.
He does. There's something about him. I can't. Like, I can't. No. No. I can't believe he's the one that's doing all this after, John Kramer dies. Like, I just cannot stand his character. And I think that's a big reason why, like, 4, 5, and 6, especially, kind of all, like, run together. Because he's, like, the main one still doing it. And I just don't care about him. Don't care about his character. I don't find him threatening. I just think he's dumb.
Yeah, a million ideas agrees with you. Very punchable face.
He does. There's something about him that I just do not like. Maybe he's a good person in real life. I'm sure he is. But within the Saw franchise, not a fan. I can't get behind his character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same here. It's just you can't do anything like after John Kramer. So I agree with you on that. So Destiny, did you have had anything else from 2007?
Yes. There's a movie called The Girl Next Door. Don't get that confused with the Jennifer Lopez Girl Next Door or the Timothy Olyphant Girl Next Door. It's not those.
Aww.
This one is a fucked up fucking movie. This one is brutal. I've only seen parts of it because it's based off of a real true crime case, and it's a very upsetting case about like this woman, and I believe she was like their aunt who like kept these two sisters because they needed somewhere to live, and she would torture them, or mainly one of the sisters would torture her, and the kids would torture her, and they would get neighborhood kids to torture her, and she ended up dying in real life from everything. And it's a really upsetting case. It's heartbreaking. Because I remember seeing the movie on TV one day, and I was like, oh, like, what is this? And I was like watching some of it, and I was like, oh, I don't want to watch this anymore. Like, that's like a lot. Scout Taylor Compton, she's actually in it for a little bit.
Oh my god, not that movie.
Yeah, this is the movie.
God, no. I will never watch that movie because that whole thing bothers the shit out of me. So I just didn't realize until you said Scout Taylor Compton.
Yeah,
it wasn't Evan Peters in that movie too.
He might be. I'm not sure because I only watched a little bit of it, and I was like, I don't want to watch this anymore. And then whenever I was watching a video about like the case, I was like, wow, this really sounds a lot like that movie I had watched, and I like looked it up, and that's what the movie's based off of. So it's like it's like a lot. So yeah, no, not.
I'm just
my
not sure
thing.
how you can make a movie like that, just with how disturbing it is. Because like the first real big thing I learned about it is through Bailey from YouTube. She really went into detail with it and talked about the movie, and I marked it on my list movie to never watch.
Yeah, no,
not because I don't think it's not going to be a bad movie, but
I only watched probably like 10 minutes of it, and I had to turn it off because it's like I said, it's just them torturing this girl because that's what happened in real life, and it's upsetting. And I'm like, why did they make this a movie? Because I think
Yeah,
there's
and
also a
it's
book.
very distasteful too.
Yeah, I think what it was is someone wrote a book about it, and then I
Uh,
think the movie got made into it like from the book. But yeah, it's it was rough. So
mhm.
maybe don't watch it.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to watch it, and I am getting just like just a heads up. I am experiencing a little bit of laggage with a bad Wi-Fi signal, so let me know like if anybody can't hear me or if I'm gone. Just let me know.
All right.
Okay. So I should because I kind of cut out there for a minute. It's like, oh crap! Hopefully, I don't know if she knows I'm gone yet or not. So, oh, was that it for 2007?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna not sleep good tonight after remembering that movie. So let's go into 2012, and we have a couple, a pretty good amount of them. So let's get into these real quick. Yeah, I know. Like, you found a lot too.
Found a lot, and surprisingly, I've seen all of them except for one on my list. I've seen
Oh
quite
damn.
a few of these.
All right, I'm going to do my best to try to predict that one that you've not seen, but here we go. The first movie we have is Frankenweenie. Yes, we do some kids content on here sometimes. So, Frankenweenie, Disney Plus right now came out on October the 5th. And then we get into freaking VHS because, again, with the recent news of VHS of 1985 being announced, why not talk about what began it all? Is this VHS came out on October the 5th on a limited release. And then one of Brad's favorite horror movies of all time, Sinister. That came out on October the 12th. And I have some thoughts about Sinister. Me and Brad did a watch party for this movie not that long ago. And yeah, fucking disturbing. And then we also have Smiley. Not sure what the hell this is, but I could, according to the damn numbers, not that damn good. So don't get this twisted with the new Smile movie that came out. Just yeah, in my opinion, don't watch it because of the numbers alone. And then I'll explain my story with this movie of Paranormal Activity 4 later on for October the 19th. Most of the paranormal movies are on Paramount Plus right now. And then we got, let's continue the Wrong Turn discussion with Wrong Turn 5 Bloodlines that was released on DVD and Blu ray release on October 23rd. And then the last one I have, and this is the movie I think Destiny has not seen. That is Silent Hill Revelation 3D. That came out on October 26th of 2012. Destiny, is this the movie you did not see?
Yeah, I actually haven't seen Frankenweenie either. I didn't have that on my list. But yeah, Silent Hill,
Ooh.
Revelation, and Frankenweenie. Wow. I've not seen either of those.
Gotcha. And I haven't seen Frankenweenie either, but it's Tim Burton, and you know Tim Burton is kind of like a symbol to the horror genre. So I had to be sure to give that shout out there. But I know for a fact you've seen VHS. So what did you think about VHS?
The first VHS is my favorite out of all of them so far because it has my favorite segment in it, which is Amateur Night, which I think is like the first segment of the movie, maybe.
Hmm.
Um, it's the one with the siren in it because I had binged 1, 2, and 3 sort of like back to back. And really, out of all of them, that's the only one I can remember. It's the only one that ever like really stuck with me, and I feel like it is like the staple within the VHS franchise. Um, so Amateur Night is like my favorite segment out of all of them. Even from the first VHS, I can't really remember the rest of them besides that one. I want to kind of rewatch at least the first and maybe the second one. I don't really care to rewatch. I think it was like VHS Viral. It's like the third one.
Hmm.
But the first movie is my favorite because it has my favorite segment, Amateur Night. Besides that, I don't really remember that much about it.
And it's and do you remember the one that Hannah Fierman is in for
That's the
what
Amateur
was?
Night.
Oh, okay. Of the do you want? And what does she say? Do you want to be or do you want to be my friend?
I like you.
Oh, I like it. Yeah, that's the line. Because I do remember seeing that picture of her that made it pretty much made her a little famous for a little while. But yeah, for I still want to check that out, but that's the one segment of VHS that I always hear talked about, and that's the best. The one you just mentioned.
Yeah, and that got turned into like a movie. That character that she played got turned into a movie called Siren.
Oh
So
hell yeah!
that's pretty cool. But yeah, Amateur Night, my favorite out of all of them. Even out of the new one, I didn't really care for the new VHS. Maybe besides like the last segment was cool. I am excited for 85 though. That has me excited. You know, the
Mm-hmm.
80s. I'm always interested with like
80s,
80s.
David Bruckner, who just did the new Hellraiser movie, and Scott Derrickson too. So yeah, I'm excited for that too because you have two great directors going to do a particular story in that movie.
Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna watch that probably the day it hits Shutter. But the first VHS is still my favorite.
Hell yeah! And then, are you interested in the new one that's about to come out for 99?
Which one?
It's like this new one that's about to come out. I believe it's VHS 1999.
I
Somebody
thought
help me in the
99 already
chat because
came
I
out.
remember just seeing just seeing a trailer that just popped recently that's gonna come out here soon.
I thought the last one was 99, or maybe that was a different.
It, hmm. You could be right. I just remember seeing a trailer a couple of days ago, and then they unless if that's just the promotion for 85.
Yeah, because I
But
watched. If it is 99, I watched the one that came out. I think it was last year, or maybe it was this year. I can't
mhm.
remember. I watched it. It was okay. Um, there's one segment that I really liked. It was kind of like a vampire type thing. There was one where it was like a cyborg thing, which I did not like, and it took
Mm.
out so much of the movie. Like it went on forever. Um, but 94. Okay,
Yeah, 94. Thank you, Rosie.
94.
Yeah. Do you remember anything from 94?
So the 94 is the thing I watched. Wait, there's gonna be 99 as well.
I thought there was something, unless if I'm just like I just like misinterpreted because I was scrolling and I was like, that looks cool, and then I didn't watch the trailer. I just kept on scrolling. But regardless, though, I got VHS on my watch list for sure.
Yeah, I watched the most
And
recent
then,
one because that one had Hail Ratna. It had the cyborg one. It had the sort of vampire type one, and it had one in the funeral home. The funeral home segment was actually pretty good too. It was pretty like unnerving. It was
mhm.
good. You know, it wasn't bad, and I can actually like remember compared to like the other movies where I can't really remember any of the segments. But it had some good moments.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah! So I'm planning on like diving into like that franchise, like that anthology franchise here. Because I hear nothing but good things, especially for the first one. We're going to skip Smiley because have you seen Smiley?
No, it's a shitty Shane
Okay,
Dawson movie.
okay, so knock it away. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into Sinister. Sinister absolutely scared the shit out of me on first watch. And I did not watch it for the longest time until we recently did. Me and Brad did the watch party for it. That was the second time ever I watched it, and it still creeped me the hell out, especially the mower scene. That scene always makes me flinch. But after that, still a very damn good movie, directed by Scott Derrickson and the amazing why did his name leave my head? Oh, Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hawke was very damn good in it, and again, him and Scott Derrickson make a wonderful team together, aka the Black Phone. So if you've not seen Sinister, absolutely please watch it. Especially with the once again, we keep on talking about good openings. Sinister had a very disturbing but very good opening with the hanging out scene.
Yeah, I haven't seen Sinister in a while, but I do really like it. The first one's really good. The second one's so fucking bad. It's so disappointing that it's so bad.
Hmm.
But the first one is really good. Ethan Hawke, he's great in it. The family's great. The segments are great. Like they're all pretty like memorable. It's just wow. A movie that probably did not need a sequel. Sinister,
Oh,
especially when it
easily.
fucking dropped the ball that bad. But the first one really good, really
Hmm.
unsettling.
especially with the twist at the end too that I didn't see coming. Like I think a lot of people, some people did see coming, but you know me, I'm not as smart of a movie viewer. But I was, it still blew my mind that it turned out that a little girl can do that much damage, and just do so. Just and plus the Bagul demon looks so damn cool too. Like it's just I call him kind of like the better version of freaking Canyon from WCW. So anybody in the wrestling chat should agree with me on that one. But yeah, the Bagul looks so damn cool and so damn creepy too. Especially that one scene where he's holding the picture and then he
Hmm.
puts it down and you see him in the bush. Absolutely
Yeah,
creepy.
yeah. I need to rewatch it, Mister. It's been a really long time since I've seen it.
Hey, we're in that spooky season, so and it's October and it has an October anniversary, so perfect time to do it. 10 years.
Oh my god,
Let's
makes me
see
feel
here.
old. I remember when that came out.
Yeah, I know it's such a long time ago. The Jesus Custom Footwear. What's going on, my friend? Hopefully you are doing good.
Hi.
So let's see here. All right, we're good in the comics here. We refuse to talk about that one. So what about Paranormal Activity 4? I know you like the Paranormal Activity franchise. So what about the fourth one?
I like the fourth one. I really like all of them, even six, which six I think is pretty bad. But I think the fourth one's fine. Like, it's not doing anything new, really. It's just kind of carrying on the story. But the fourth one is like the first one that you get that's present day within like the timeline sequence. So I think the fourth one's fine. And you have, I cannot remember her name, but she was in Freaky as well. Um,
Oh, something Newton.
Kath- Catherine Newton?
No, not Catherine. I think it's Elizabeth Newton. So, help us in the chat because I know it's something Newton. Because yeah, it's the main girl from Freaky, the blonde girl. That
Yeah.
was the girl in this one.
You have her in it. You have the guy from True Jackson BP. He was in it, and I watched that show growing up. So I think it's good. I don't think it's anything special within the franchise, but I still think it's fine, and I think it's a good time. Like, if I'm ever watching the Paranormal Activity movies, like I enjoy watching it. That's kind of how I feel
Hmm.
about a lot of the movies. Like I just enjoy them. I don't think they're anything too special, but I still have a fun time with them.
Hmm. Oh yeah, and you were right, Destiny. It's Catherine Newton with a K.
I knew it started with a K.
So there you go. So screw what I have to say, and kind of kind of like going with Frank's comment. What's going on, Frank? Saying, "Don't be so hard on yourself, Brett. Just say you're not smart. Trust me, I do every day." So what's going on, Frank? I know he's joking, because he said J.K. So so what's up, Frank? But yeah, with the fourth one, quick story time because it's been a long time since I've seen it, so don't necessarily remember it. But I did remember my experience with it because this was during the time where I did want nothing to do with horror movies. I didn't want to watch them, but Brad forced me to watch them, and he forced me to watch Paranormal Activities 1 through 3 with him because he didn't want to go see Paranormal Activity 4 alone. And so that's technically my first horror movie I saw at the theater was Paranormal Activity 4, and this is how I watched most of the movie. Like no, like no lie, Brad. That's like God. I'm really watching this movie with this freaking scaredy cat. So that's my big memory of Paranormal Activity 4. But I do need to revisit the franchise because that was just during a time where I didn't give horror movies a chance. So I need to watch them again. So that's just because again, I'm a lot better horror fan than I was all those years ago. So I need to rewatch pretty much the whole franchise at this point.
Yeah, they have like the little set at Walmart for like $10 for all six of them.
And I think they're on Paramount Plus too right now too, including the new
Yeah.
one, which we will talk about the new one later on too. So let's keep moving on here. And yes, Atanis, Brad was the evil bastard that inspired me to love horror movies, and I've told the story countless times about The Conjuring and all that. So if you want to check out our top 10 favorite horror movies of all time, you can hear the whole story there. And also, nice segue too. You could check it out because I believe Ken from or Sledgehammer Horror is releasing my first horror movie episode where I get to be a part of it. So if you want to hear that story about The Conjuring and how I became a horror fan, be sure to check over his channel tomorrow when that video drops. I'll be promoted on Good Real Hunting as well. So let's see here, and then we'll go quickly. Oh, sorry, we'll go quickly with these two with Wrong Turn 5 and Silent Hill Revelation, which you haven't seen. I haven't seen it, so we'll knock that out of the way. So what about Wrong Turn 5?
It has good moments, but overall, I don't think it's very good. It has Doug Bradley in it. He's probably he is the best part. He's easily the best part of the movie. Is you have Doug Bradley, but it's cheap. The set is cheap. It's all just like the effects aren't that great either, and the ending is so like nihilistic. It's like, usually with these movies they still have like it gets resolved. They have like a happy ending. With this one, there's not like a happy ending because this is a prequel. Part 4 is also a prequel, and I think so is Part 3. So I think 3, 4, and 5. They're all prequels, and then you have 6. Yeah, there's a 5 and a fucking 6. Don't watch the 6. Don't. I don't really like telling people, like, don't watch that. But, like, the 6th one is just disgusting in, like, all the wrong ways. Not in, like, your wrong turn ways. It's just disgusting with everything else. But Part 5 is just... I would watch it when it would come on TV. I don't think I would now, I own it, but, like, I don't really care to watch it. But Part 5, besides Doug Bradley and, like, the main sheriff, like, her and him, they have, like, good banter and stuff. But besides that, like, there's really just nothing that great, I think, in this movie. Like, the kills are whatever. The mutants themselves are, like, whatever. Like, they don't look as good as they have. So it's just...
whatever.
It's whatever, yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I always hear too. So my plan is to watch the 4th Wrong Turn and then be done after that. And my suggestion, because I did it myself, watch Destiny's TikTok on Wrong Turn 6. It's better than the movie.
I almost fucking threw up. You could see it in parts. You could see like the tears in my eyes because it's just disgusting. It's like so weird. The 6th one is like Texas Chainsaw 3D. To where he like inherits. Actually, the 6th one also might be a prequel. I don't fucking know. He inherits a hotel, and there's like other family members, like normal family members, and they're all a part of like almost this like cult sort of thing, and it's just fucking weird. It's so weird, and I always say this, but I don't care. People say that Wrong Turn reboot doesn't feel like a Wrong Turn movie. Have you fucking seen the 6th one? Because the 6th one doesn't feel like a Wrong Turn movie either. It's not really about the cannibals. Like, the cannibals are pushed to the side. It's about this guy finding his family and fucking his, like, cousin. Like, hello? Want to say the new one doesn't feel like a Wrong Turn movie? Watch the 6th one, because that one's just shitty as fuck. So, yeah. I won't ever watch the 6th one again. I only watched it because I had it.
Yeah, so just again, watch it on her TikTok. She'll tell you in more detail why she absolutely does not like this movie at all. Way better than the movie, and just saves you just a lot of time. So, Desi, did you have anything else from 2012?
I had a couple. I have the movie Stitches, a clown movie. It's like a comedy. It's pretty funny, horror comedy. I like Stitches. It's usually streaming somewhere, so I'm sure if you look it up, you'll find it easily. Grave Encounters 2, which I'm a big fan of Grave Encounters, and the second one. The second one actually has a cameo from Wham, which is really cool because I had watched this like a long time ago, and then I figured out who Wham was more like in recent years, and then I went back and rewatched these movies. I think it was last October. I rewatched it and I was like, holy shit, that's Wham. And I like when that happens, because like years ago I had no idea, but here I am now. I'm like, oh, I recognize them from a movie I've already seen before. They have like a quick cameo, so that's really cool. I really enjoy both Grave Encounters movies. I think they're both really good. If you like paranormal shows, like I used to watch the fuck out of Ghost Adventures,
Mhm.
and this is like making fun of Ghost Adventures, and then like shit goes wrong because it's a horror movie. But like the acting and the over the top, it's just like Zach Bagans. It's so much fun. But the first and the second one I think are really good. I also have Would You Rather, the
Mm.
movie with Brittany Snow. It was on Netflix for the longest time. I don't know if it still is, and it also has Jeffrey Combs in it.
Mhm.
It's a fun time. Would you rather a game, and then they're forced to do some really fucked up shit. So, Would You Rather, Grave Encounters 2, Stitches. Oh, and a movie called 247 Degrees. Have you heard of this one? It has Scout Taylor
No.
Compton in it and Tyler Maine. And I think it's Trent from Friday the 13th remake. I believe he's also in it. Um, they get stuck in like a sauna. And it sounds
Interesting.
like a really dumb premise. I just saw one day, I was like scrolling through like on the TV, and it was like a few years ago. And I saw Scout Taylor Compton's name on it, and I saw Tyler Maine, and I was like, oh, like, I'm going to watch this. I recognize both of them. They're both in it. That's really cool. But like, I expected it to be kind of like a dumb little movie, but like the premise actually that really worked. It was like better than I thought it was. I've only seen it like that one time, and it's another movie I don't really see talked about that often. But yeah, 247 degrees, and I feel like this one's also usually streaming like on Tubi or something. So I would say check it out. I think it's a fun time. I know Matt has seen it because we talked about it before. But yeah, 247 degrees. It's pretty good.
Well, you already sold me with Tyler Mang and Scout Taylor Compton, and
Which Tyler Bane is not in it that much. He's
mhm.
like kind of there at the beginning, there at the end. He's not in it that much, but Scout Taylor Compton is like one of the main people in it.
One and see, and you won me just with her too because I absolutely love her and she's one of the sweetest people I've ever met. So yeah, I'm definitely going to check out that movie. It was called. Sorry, say the title one more time.
247 degrees.
Two hundred and
So like
forty-seven degrees.
247 degrees
Degrees.
Fahrenheit.
There you go. So I'm going to add that to my watch list just because, again, I love Scout Taylor Compton. So I'm definitely going to check that out. And I love the Wham story because I haven't heard that before until you just mentioned it because I thought that was pretty damn cool. So yeah, check out those movies that Destiny has mentioned. So let me check the chat real quick. I think we're going to be just fine. Yes, we are. And then, all right, Destiny, we have a humongous 2017 here. Uh, Very monstrous, probably one of the best months I've ever seen us like talked about for a particular year and month in the show's history, in my opinion. So let's get to it. We got Cult of Chucky. That was an internet release on October the 3rd of 2017, which you can watch it on the Sci-Fi app right now if you have like a kind of like Charter or Drag TV or some kind of like station like that. And then we mentioned it earlier. We'll talk about it now. We got Victor Crowley. Was a limited release in theaters on October the 5th of 2017. And just if you want to get in the Christmas spirit right now, what better way to get in the Christmas spirit than Better Watch Out? That was a internet release on October the 6th, 2017, which I'm pretty sure that's Shudder. I can't remember exactly, but I just know it was released on the internet. And then we get a popular horror movie of Happy Death Day that was released on October the 13th. And we'll definitely talk about that one. And then here's the fan film movie we mentioned earlier that we are going to talk about. And the one that kind of like really opened the doors for fan films during this time, and that is Womstop's Never Hike Alone. Was released, of course, you got released on October the 13th, and then is a Friday the 13th fan film, and it's available on YouTube. So if you have not seen this one, definitely check it out. We'll talk it here in a little bit. And then let me go ahead and skim through these last ones. The Babysitter that was released on Netflix on October the 13th as well, with Samara Weaving. Then we get a lovely addition to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise of Leatherface. Had it a limited release. And then we got what I'm dressed up as is Creep 2. Had an internet release on Netflix, I'm pretty sure, on October the 24th of 2017. And this is the one that shocks me 100% by the Rotten Tomato critics. And I checked before the show, and that number still stands. So I'm very interested to hear more about it. And then lastly, we got Jigsaw that came out in October 27th of 2017. So, Desi, we'll pretty much get a quick thoughts about these since there's a lot of them. So, what did you think about Cult of Chucky to start off?
I think Cult of Chucky is really fun. I like the setting. It's like a snowy environment. It's really white and like everything's so clean. And it's a good contrast compared to like Chucky himself and like all the blood and everything. And it's really weird. It's a weird movie, but I like it.
Oh, hell yeah. And I'm with you. Love the snowy environment. It's not my favorite one, but with the inclusion of the Chucky show and how they tie everything in, I easily have way more respect for Cult of Chucky
Mm-hmm.
now than I ever did. So I absolutely agree with you on that. And then what about Victor Crowley? Because I know how much you love that movie.
I love Victor Crowley. Like I said earlier, Slumber Party Massacre 2 and Victor Crowley was the first Last Drive-In episode that I watched as it aired. Um, and it was actually my first um, Hatchet movie that I had seen. I started off with the fourth one. Really weird way to watch the franchise. But honestly, like, I think maybe if I didn't watch the fourth one first, I wouldn't love it as much as I did. But because, like, that's kind of what I thought all the movies would be like. Because, like, I know that's a lot of people's complaints. Like, it's so, there's like a lot more comedy, even though they're all horror comedies. This one's like a lot of like comedy heavy. But
Mm-hmm.
because it's the one I started off with, I expected them all to be that way. So for me, I was just like, oh, this is so cool. And you have Felissa Rose, you have Dave Sheridan, you have fucking Q from Impractical Jokers, you have Tiffany Shepis, you have Adam Green and Joe Lynch both in it for a split second. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is great in it. It's just a really fun time. And you have the guy, I forget his name, but he's in all four of them. And
Yeah,
he's
I got a chance to talk to him. He's a really nice guy. I just can't remember his name off the top of my head right now.
No, and he seems so cool. He was on the Scary Sleepovers with Adam Green. You have, I think her name is Lauren, I believe. She's the final girl. She was in Holliston with Adam Green. She was actually
Mhm.
also in The Hills Have Eyes, the remake. She's in that as well. So like the cast is all great. The kills are great. I think it's a lot of fun. I actually haven't seen it in a while. I need to rewatch it. But it is my favorite of all the Victor Crowley movies. I
Mhm.
think it's so much fun. It's a
Yeah,
lot of fun. It's a good popcorn, turn your brain off movie and just have a good time.
and that is the best way to describe it is you have to turn your brain off because the first time I watched this, I thought it was absolutely ridiculous and stupid. And then when I finally had the advice of turning my brain off for a lot, and I had that, like, I really hated this, like, kind of like these level of Victor Crowley movies, like, at the time. But then somebody just told me, is that, Brett, just, you got to do better about just turning your brain off on certain movies and just enjoy what they give you. When I did that, absolutely I love this movie too. It's my favorite of the Hatchet franchise as well. Felissa Rose is great in it in her role. And of course, I love Dave Sheridan's role in this movie, especially at the end where he freaking sacrificed himself. I laugh every damn time because everybody else was like, whoa, holy shit.
And dude, Felissa Rose's death in this,
It's brutal.
it is so good. It is so
Oh,
brutal. It
yeah.
is so good. It's great. It's fucking great. And Tiffany Shepis' death in it, it's like really sad. And it's actually like a
Hmm.
really like grounded moment in like this crazy fucking horror movie because she's like drowning because she's stuck and she's pregnant and like no one can help her get out and so she just drowns and it's like a really upsetting moment and you can like feel it in the movie. Like it gets kind of quiet and it's like, oh shit, like it kind of takes a second and it's like it feels more real. It doesn't feel like because Felissa Rose gets the arm shoved up through her vagina with the phone out of her mouth, and you have something so crazy, but then you have this moment that's actually like, damn, like that's actually really sad.
Hmm.
So I think it's really well balanced between like all the humor and like the serious moments and the gore. Like I think Victor Crowley is just so much fun. I know I've said that a lot about a lot of movies, but this movie is just, it's a fun. Thank you, Perry Shin. He is
Yeah, Perry Shin.
phenomenal in all the movies. And it was also really weird watching this watching this first and then going back and be like, why is
Hey.
he in this? And then watching the second one, being like, wait. And then I realized that's like the whole like running gag is he shows up in all the movies and he plays different characters. Um, but in like Victor Crowley, he's playing a survivor from the incident, and like no one believes him and shit like that. And then of course it turns out to be real. So I think it's fun, and I love the Hatchet franchise as a whole. There's so many horror cameos, like you can't even keep up with it. There's so many great kills. I think Victor Crowley himself is phenomenal. Like Kane Hodder does an amazing job playing Victor Crowley. I think the whole franchise is just a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, absolutely, it's a lot of fun. And what's going on, Tony from Flopbuster? What's going on, my friend?
Hey, Tony.
And then, so I agree with you. It is a fun franchise. It's easily the franchise you easily have to turn your brain off, but all of them are so fun and they all bring unique things to each movie. So absolutely agree with you on that. What about freaking Better Watch Out? Because to me, Better Watch Out, absolutely hated the fucking kid. But you're supposed to hate the fucking kid. However, I really fucking hated him. Which I guess job well done. But I thought the movie premise was actually really damn good, and it definitely went a totally different direction than I thought it was going to do, and I praise it for that. But yeah, still a fun movie, even though it kind of steals a scene from Home Alone, but it takes it a step further.
But they know that. They
Yeah.
know they stole it. You know, they're like talking about it. Like that's the whole point. Is them. It's like MythBusters. Like, does this really work? I think Better Watch Out's so much fun. Like you said, the kid absolutely fucking sucks. But like, you are supposed to hate him. You are not supposed to like him at all. And he does such a great job playing that role. And then the final girl, she's so smart. She's so aware of everything. She's like, she reminds me of like Sydney Prescott in a way. Like she's actually like so like on top of everything. And the ending I think is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if there's gonna be a second one because it it ends with like a possibility of there being a sequel. I kind of don't want there to be a sequel. I feel like this is like a good one and done sort of movie, but it's a good Christmas time movie. I watched it a couple years ago during December for the first time, and I really enjoyed it. So it's definitely one that I like to watch now during the Christmas time.
Yeah, and I would actually be interested for you and Braden doing the December episode with Better Watch Out too, because I feel like he will have a good time with this. And yeah, I like you. I love the final girl. I love the end of it where they talked about the kid had like the big holy shit look on his face and looks out the window, and the girl. I mean, like, it's so perfect. And yeah, that's why I don't want another movie in this particular story, because then that ruins kind of like the ending of this one. I think it's so perfect. You could kind of already put everything together about the kid screwed and he's done for. But I love Better. I think Better Watch Out is a very criminally underrated Christmas horror movie. And if you've not seen it before, highly suggest you all check it out, especially for the Christmas season. So let's see here. Okay, and then Happy Death Day. This movie is a lot of fun. Love Happy Death Day. Tree is a great final girl that was in this movie. Especially for me, what I love more about final girls these days is the character arc. And Dan Gum, Tree has an incredible character arc. Complete bitch at the beginning, and at the end, she's a very decent and very nice human being. And it's just awesome just to see that evolve throughout the entire runtime of this movie, while also taking an amazing concept of like Groundhog Day, but turn it into a horror movie. I think that's a wonderful idea for a horror movie, and I think this movie just works.
I agree. I think Happy Death Day is so much fun. Personally, I like Tree as a bitch. I think it's a lot of fun to see like a final girl because it doesn't follow your typical final girl sort of stereotype. I like that she's like a mean girl because I feel like you understand why she is a mean girl. Like I completely get why she is mean. Like, she's had some rough shit happen to her, and sometimes you don't come out the other end the best person. Why would you? You know, like, shitty things have happened to you, so like, why should you be a good person? Like, you lost a parent. Why do you have to be a good person now? You're already going through so much shit. So I like
Right.
seeing that, like, that Mean Girl, because I just like Mean Girls. I think it's fun, but she has a great character arc. I think the end is a lot of fun. I love, when she's like realizing that everything's happening again. Because like the first day it happened, she's like, okay, like that's weird. But when she's like
Mhm.
realizing, like, oh my god, like this is happening. And then Carter, I think he's a great like side character. He's a lot of fun. I think all the characters are really good in this movie. And I like the second one too. I think the second one's a lot of fun. But the first
Yeah.
one's really good.
Oh yeah, the first one really good, and like you said, the second one it's okay, but I don't like the kind of like direction it takes with it. Kind of like I think like again, it should have been a nice, good one and done movie, but it is what it is. And I did like the second one, but the first one definitely is a lot of fun just for mainly Tree alone. Even though I
Mm-hmm.
do like the Carter character as well because I kind of relate to Carter a little bit. So yeah, so happy Death Day. There's that. And yeah, Brandon says, "Hope we get a Happy Death Day 3." I'm like sure, but at the same time, I'm more of the side of like I want the kind of like the fusion of movies between Happy Death Day and Freaky. That's the movie I want.
Yeah, me too.
So let's freaking talk about our fan film, or not our fan film, but a fan film of Never Hike Alone. This again, like I said, as I introduced it, kind of like but started busting down the door of like treating fan films seriously, and this was a really damn good one. So Destiny, what are your thoughts about Never Hike Alone?
I think Never Hike Alone is really good. It's like a different sort of take on the Friday 13th uh, movies because it's more like
Mhm.
a found footage style and it's like really isolated. You only have like one character really throughout the whole thing. I think it's really good, especially for like you said, it kind of like broke down the doorways for like more fan films to be made, and it has a great surprise at the end.
Yeah,
Really
which we'll
good
let y'all figure
surprise.
that out.
Yeah. So I think it's really good. It's a lot of fun, and Never Hike Alone or Never Hike in the Snow was also really good. Um, I'm excited to see what comes next
Yeah, Never Hike
because
Alone too.
yeah, I'm excited to see what comes next. But I think Never Hike Alone, it's really good. It's a lot of fun,
hmm Yeah,
and you can
it's
watch it
def
on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube, and so just type in "Never Hike Alone" and boom, it should be there by Womstomp, and there you go. And another fun movie too is The Babysitter with Samara Weaving. Uh, uh, and it's the first review I ever attempted to do by myself, which is absolutely horrible. But if you want to see that horrible review attempt by me, check out Good Real Hunting and just like the earlier videos of the channel. But I absolutely have a great time with this movie. And plus, this was my first Samara Weaving movie that I got introduced to her. And I fell in love with her character immediately. And plus, just the characters are fun. This is easily a movie, again, got to turn your brain off. And just has some good, funny moments, kind of like Bella Thorne and getting shot in the boob. And she's just complaining the whole time, like, "You shot me in the boob. Like, why
Yeah,
would you do that?" and all that. And it's just such a good time. So, what are your thoughts about The Babysitter?
I think The Babysitter is a lot of fun. I remember watching that pretty like soon after it like hit Netflix. Like I watched it in 2017. It was my first movie that I had seen Samara Weaving in. It's really bloody, really gory, has some great kills, and like you said, it's a good popcorn movie. It's a good just like have fun sort of movie. Um, yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. And the
hmm
second one.
Yeah, and the second one is fun too. Especially we get the kind of like introduction to Jenna Ortega. So we know all the people love Jenna Ortega nowadays. So if you want to see some of her earlier work, check out The Babysitter 2, which is called Killer Queens. Correct?
Yeah, Killer Queen.
Yeah, Killer Queen. So check that out because that's just again a never fun movie. So we'll go extremely fast with this one. What about Leatherface?
Haven't seen it.
This is the only movie where I fell asleep after the first 10 minutes. So I'll just let y'all take that as you will for Leatherface. And I predicted what was going to happen throughout the entire time too, which I'm sure everybody would when they see it. So, Destiny, I want you to talk to this about me, or for me. What about Creep 2? You've seen that one, right?
Yes, I love Creep 2. I did like a
Okay.
double feature of Creep and Creep 2 in the same night because I watched Creep and I was like, holy shit, that was so good. I need to watch the second one right now. And I think the second one is still really good. And it takes like a different approach than Creep. It's kind of different in a way. But I think it's still really good and it's still unnerving because like the whole thing with Creep is like you don't know if this guy is like crazy or not. So you're like, he does something weird, you're like, that's weird. But then he does something really nice, and you're like, okay. The second one, like, he just full on, he was just like, yeah, like I'm a murderer. And so like that's out there on the table, and like this girl's like filming him because like that's what he wants her to do is like film him and stuff. And she's like, okay. Um, and it's different than the first one, but I think it still works really well. And yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's definitely different, but I think it's still really good and it's still like pretty effective because like you're in this and you already know that he is a killer
Mm-hmm.
because you've already seen the first one, so you already know going into it like, yeah, he is. But it takes like a different approach to that, and it's kind of him like not wanting to like murder anymore and stuff like that, and him trying to like resolve his like situation, like all his issues and stuff like that. But I really like the second one. Maybe not as much as the first one, but it's still like, I'd probably give like Creep a 4.5 out of 5, and I'd probably give Creep 2 like a 4 out of 5. I still
Okay.
really like it, and also he looks kind of hot in the second one. I don't know if it's because he has like a beard and his hair's longer, but I was like,
Okay.
okay. I think his name's Mark. Okay, Mark. Yeah, looks really good in the second one.
Yeah, and he is from the popular show The League too, which is pretty much a comedy show about fantasy football. That's where he also came from too.
He also gets butt ass naked in the second one.
Okay, so that's why you liked it.
No, I
Okay,
don't
well I'm
like
messing with.
flaccid dicks, but he does get naked in the second one.
Oh well, there you go. So if you want to see him naked, go check out Creep 2. And you kind of answered my question already. It had 100% by the critics on Rotten Tomatoes. I was going to ask you if it deserved that, but if you give it a 4 out of 5, that was kind of the answer of you would still give it a pretty high score, but not the 100.
Yeah, because I think the first one is just more effective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And like
especially
the
like
ending of the first one, it's wow. I was
just
like,
wow.
what the fuck? And then I went to work the next day. I was like, everyone in the store needs to watch Creep. I was like telling everyone at work, I was like, have you seen Creep? No, it's on Netflix. Go watch it. Like, come on, you have to watch it. It's so fucking good.
Mhm. And I'm still gonna rewatch Creep because I've seen parts of it, but I'm gonna probably take a page out of your book. I'm gonna do a double feature back to back of Creep 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think that's the
So
best way to do it.
hell yeah. And then the last one from 2017, unless if you had some to include as well, freaking Spiral. And we kind of already kind of like touched upon this. So well, wait a minute, it's not Spiral, it's Jigsaw. My bad. Sorry, I wrote it down on my notes. We talked about Jigsaw earlier about Saw 4. So we'll go quick about it. You say you still remember this movie. Is it a good memory or
Oh
a
my
bad
god,
memory?
this movie's fucking confusing. It ended, and I was like, wait, what year is it? Where are we? What is happening? This movie's so fucking confusing. I still couldn't tell you what the hell happened. It has a good twist in it, a
Mhm.
small twist. It has a really good twist that I did not see coming. Besides that, everything else, I was just like, we didn't need this. The whole
Mhm.
double sort of like body thing, and like, this is actually like the first sort of killings that happen in the timeline. I was like, no, no, no,
Mhm.
no. Don't do this to me because I don't know what the fuck is going on. And that's what I mean by the series gets so convoluted. This movie did not help. This movie, like I said, it ended and I was like, understand what just happened. I don't understand where we are. I understand who these people were. I don't get it. And the fact that this guy's been working with them this whole time.
Right.
Fuck off. No. No, he wasn't. You can't tell me that because he wasn't. We've seen the other movies. How are you gonna throw a random fucking guy that does not matter whatsoever with the other movies? Being like, he was there since day one.
Yeah, and plus it takes away from the first Saw movie too.
It takes away from Jigsaw and it takes away from Amanda. He's like, no. If anyone's like the day one, in my opinion, it's, well, obviously John Kramer, but besides that, it's Amanda. And we should have got more movies with Amanda and less with fucking the guy I want to punch. And definitely not this fucking guy. This movie is so annoying. I don't like Jigsaw.
And plus, the laser collar was so CGI like, and it kind of distracted
like a fucking
me.
Demogorgon coming back.
Yes.
It looked so bad. And he was like, oh my God. He's like, how are you alive? How are you still alive? He's not. But I'm just as confused as you are, dude. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, I don't like Jigsaw. Why? You didn't need it. It does not do anything for the franchise. It didn't add anything except for this guy that's been there this whole time. No. Besides that, it doesn't do anything. So, didn't need it, in my opinion.
And that's a good thought too about it's not needed. So I never really thought that before. So when I rewatch it again in the future, I'll pay better close attention to that idea, because I would probably agree with you once I watch it.
The only good part about the movie is the whole time you're thinking this girl is innocent, blah, blah, blah. No. The good twist of the movie is it turns out she fucking killed her baby.
Yeah.
And then blamed it on the dad.
I want her to die immediately.
Yeah. Then you're like, wow, your one character you think is good this whole time, not good. I think that's the only good twist in the movie, because I did not see that coming. And I was like, holy shit, like, that's really fucked up. That's terrible. Besides that, everything else in the movie was just not good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I absolutely I agree with that. Like, not the best in the franchise, and I'll definitely give it a watch again with your idea about how it doesn't belong. Because I would possibly I would really hop on that idea train immediately. And you say you did have something for 2017?
Yes, I have the Poughkeepsie tapes, which this didn't come out, or it wasn't made in 2017 or anything. But I think this is when it actually got like a release, because I think it was made. It was never like really released. You could find it on like illegal websites and shit, like underground. I think 2017 was when it was like actually released, but don't quote me on that. Not really sure. I have the movie 1922, which was on Netflix. It's like a Stephen King adaptation. I watched it. Don't really remember anything about it. The movie Tragedy Girls, which I love. Tragedy Girls is so much fun. It might still be on Shudder and Hulu and stuff, not sure. But Tragedy Girls, it's so fun. It's kind of like Scream in a way, where it's like super meta. It has Jack Quaid in it.
Okay.
It has 2 girl killers, which is really cool to see, like high school girl killers, and they're trying to like become like popular and like famous and stuff like that. So Tragedy Girls is really good. Jeepers Creepers 3.
Yeah, I refuse to put it on the list.
Trash. Don't even need to talk about it. Shit. And one of the big ones from this from 2017, Stranger Things season 2, came out in October.
Sure. Oh yeah, dadgummit. See. Thank you. Because season 2 too, like in my opinion, is the weakest season, but it's still a pretty solid season. It still had its moments and all that, especially when Eleven and Mike get like reunite together, and Mike is so pissed off at Harper. Like, that's the scene that got me the most.
Yeah, season 2 is definitely, which I've only seen season 2 once. I want to go back and rewatch it. It's, as of now, it is my least favorite, but this one has the fall vibes. It was released in October. There's a Halloween episode. You know, it's all like set in the fall time, and we get our introduction to Max, which amazing. Yeah. So happy. So season 2 definitely has like its strengths. It's definitely, as of now, it's not my favorite, but it's still really good, I would say. I think it's still really good compared to a lot of other stuff. But yeah,
Yeah.
Stranger Things season 2.
Hell yeah. So thank you for again double checking the double check. And Rosie had a quick question for you. Destiny, have you seen the movie Proxy? Used to be on Hulu, Disturbing Beginning.
I have not, but I'll write that down because I have not
All
even
right.
heard of that. Let me write that down.
I'll leave that up for a minute for you there, Destiny. You just let me know when you
All
got
right,
that written down.
I'm good.
All right, excellent. So thank you, Rosie.
Yeah, thank you.
So was that it for 2017?
Yes.
Okay, so we are in our final year, and thank you for everybody that's been hanging with us since the beginning. I know, but this is October special, so we wanted to make sure we do this right, and we got a ton. So again, we'll
There's
kind of
so
do
fucking many in
it's
2020.
so many. So again, we'll do kind of like a quick run in, but unless if there's like one particular thing we really want to talk about, we'll talk a little bit more detail. But other than that, we'll just kind of quick go through with them. So let me go ahead and start with this. We got The Guilty with oh man, Jake Gyllenhaal. It's on Netflix, internet release, of course. So we have that one. Then we have another Netflix movie, internet, for There's Someone Inside Your House, long title. And then I know we are on season 2 currently, but we have to talk about the first season of Chucky. So we got the first season of Chucky on there. And then this was also like a month too of like full of like horror series as well, because our second one is Day of the Dead. That was on US. I'm pretty sure. I think it's Sci-Fi that it like debuted it on. So there's Day of the Dead, and of course it's Halloween Ends week. So we're going to talk about Halloween Kills just for a little bit. That was released on October 15th, and you can watch it on HBO Max. It does have the extended cut, I'm pretty sure. Someone correct me in the chat if I'm wrong about that. And then others I have are this lovely series. I Know What You Did Last Summer. The Amazon series was released last year. I have some okay, nice things to say about it. Then we got this is a lot of Netflix stuff too. We got 19th or the 19th. This is that movie has Megan Fox in it as well. This is on Netflix. And then this is the movie I saw on October 31st last year at the theater of Antlers. I think this is an underrated movie. So it's on HBO Max right now. And then, of course, we got one of the bangers of last year, and that is Last Night in Soho. That was released on October the 29th, and it's on HBO Max as well if you've not seen this movie. Then we have another Netflix series of Army of Thieves. I'm pretty sure this is a continuation. I think this is the continuation of Army of the Dead. I can't remember for sure. I thought there was some like sequel or spinoff, whatever, to it. So again, let me know if I'm wrong. And then lastly, the one I have written down is Paranormal Activity Next of Kin. That was a Paramount Plus exclusive too as well. So a lot of movies to talk about. So let's go ahead and talk about The Guilty first. So Destiny, have you seen this movie? Because I have not.
I have. It was okay.
It's
Nothing
okay?
too special. Has some
Nothing.
good twist in it, I guess. Nothing too special, but yeah, The Guilty. It's like a one location sort of movie, and he's just taking like 911 calls and stuff like that. There's some good twists throughout of it. It's okay. I thought it was gonna be.
So is it kind of like The Call with
The Call
Halle
is so
Berry?
much better.
Oh, okay.
The
See,
Call
that's
is
all I need
so
to
much
know.
better.
Yeah, that first off, that movie's underrated, so I'll just throw that out there real quick.
That movie's so good. The Guilty is like, because like that's why when I saw the trailer, I was like, The Call. Like I think The Call is so good. I was watching this, and it's like it's nothing that's like that. No, but it's okay. It's not bad. It's just like I think I gave it like a 3 out of 5. It wasn't anything too special.
Okay.
It's all right.
And then what about have you seen There's Someone Inside Your House?
No,
Yeah, so I haven't seen it either, so we'll just
I
go
didn't hear
ahead.
great things. I wanted to, didn't hear great things, so I was just like, maybe later. Not in a rush to watch it though.
There you go. I'm on that same boat too. And then we'll talk quickly because there's a lot to talk about with this one. Chucky season 1. Any like thoughts about season 1, and what do you think about season 2 so far? Just kind of combine both questions together.
I think season 1 was really good. It was a lot more like brutal than I expected. There's cussing in it, which I was happy about. I think the way it kind of ties everything together from all the Chucky movies we had seen previously, I think it all works out really well. The ending was really good. The ending's actually kind of like sad. It kind of made me like a little bit emotional. So far, first episode I think of season 2, it's good. It's the first episode, so don't know,
Just kind of setting up the
it's just
stages.
setting up everything. But so far, I think the first episode was pretty good. I'm excited to see where the story goes.
Yeah, and I'm the same way. Season 1, very good fun. Definitely a lot of kills you'll remember and easily include in some of your top kills in the entire franchise. Brad Dourif, great to hear his voice back again because I know a lot of people were pissed off with the reboot of Mark Hamill, which I don't think they were pissed off at Mark Hamill. They were just pissed off at the premise of the reboot, which I know how much Destiny loves the reboot, which hopefully I'll turn her around someday on it, but I don't see it anytime soon. But other than that, Brad Dourif star Fiona Dourif was great in it. Of course, Jennifer Tilly was freaking incredible in the season. The first episode of season 2, I was very damn surprised with the USA Network for allowing all those, all pretty much the usage word fuck. Which I was really surprised USA allowed it to happen, even though they kind of gave the MA rating for it. So I think season 2 is fun, but like you said, it's just setting up the stages. But we're about to really dive into more madness in that season. So those are my quick thoughts on the Chucky TV series. And then, have you seen Day of the Dead, the series?
No,
I haven't seen it either, but I have not heard any good things about it.
didn't
So
even know that was a thing.
yeah, it came out the same time as the Chucky show. It came out on Fridays while Chucky came out on Wednesdays, but I heard like really no one really talk about it.
Wow.
So, but what people do talk about is freaking Halloween Kills. So freaking Halloween Kills. To me, one of the most frustrating movies of all time for me because they do a lot of things right with this movie while also doing a lot of things wrong. In this movie. And if you want to know more details on my side of things or me and Brad's side, we're releasing our video, our first re-review of Halloween Kills tomorrow as part of the House Screen review series. That would be at noon tomorrow for if you want to hear my side of things. But I want to hear Destiny's side of things about Halloween Kills.
This movie made me so mad. This was the first Halloween movie I saw in theaters last year. And I was really excited for it because, first Halloween movie in theaters. And I walked out so upset. I walked out. I didn't know how to feel. Like, I was confused because I kept seeing some people say they loved it. And I felt like there was something wrong with me because I didn't love it. And, like, everyone that I watched it with, they were like, oh, no, I really liked it. And I was like, really? Because I was like, no. Because they're, like, I would say after the opening, once we kind of get, like, into present day, it started and I could just feel it, like, slipping. And I just couldn't grasp onto it. I was like, oh no. And there's so much that I would be like, oh no. And that's how I felt like almost the whole movie was just like, oh no. So I walked out of it really upset. I was so confused. I was like messaging everyone. And then luckily people are saying like, no, I feel the way you feel. I'm like, okay, good. Because I'm like, what's wrong with me? Why didn't I love this movie? Like, I thought I would love this movie because I love really all the movies in the Halloween franchise. So I was like, why don't I? I've come around to it a little bit since. I warmed up to it. I still think it has its faults. It has so many faults. But like you said, like it has really good moments. And that is like another thing that's so upsetting is it has great moments. The score's amazing. The flashbacks are so good. It looks good. It's just the story was not there. And if you have all this time, you have no excuse. You have no excuse why the story is so shitty. So hopefully Ends will fix that. Try not to get my hopes up. But yeah, Halloween Kills, I don't know. I've never had a movie like made me like feel that way. Like we left the theater and I didn't talk the whole car ride home and I got home and I threw up. Like,
yeah,
not
I know
even being dramatic. I got home and I fucking threw up because I was like, what is wrong? Like, there was some deaths in it that made me really upset. Really hard to watch.
Excuse me.
It was like brutal. So I was upset, but the story itself just was not good. And then like I would go to sleep, and like every hour I would wake up, and the first thing on my mind was fucking Halloween Kills. Like this
Mm-hmm.
movie like would not leave my head to where I had to watch it again the next morning when I finally woke up. I had to watch it because I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, why can't I get this movie out of my head? Like, what is going on? And I've seen it a few times since then. I'm coming around to it. It's just, it was so disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
Being that excited, waiting an extra year for it, and just like hoping and just like, oh, it's going to be so good. I know it is. And then to walk out of the theater like that, I was like, that was not it. That was
Mm-hmm.
not it. Um, so yeah, I wanted to rewatch it today. I actually didn't get the chance. I watched Halloween 2018. Um, so I plan on watching like Kills probably tomorrow to like gear up for ends. But yeah,
Oh, there you go. And me and Brad are playing on Wednesday at 6 o'clock. We're gonna like because I'm not quite as ready with the Flanagan list as I want to be, so we're gonna push that off, and we're gonna do a first ever rewatch on the channel. We're gonna do Halloween Kills rewatch on Wednesday at 6 o'clock too.
6 o'clock your
Just
time,
yeah, 6 o'clock my time. So
five my
which I
time.
know, yeah, no, it'll be 5 o'clock your time. So we'll be like watching it around that time just because with Brad's schedule. And we just want to get people pumped up for Halloween ends too. So why not do that
Okay,
thing with
then
Halloween
I'll wait
kills?
until Wednesday so I can watch it then, because it
Hell
will be
yeah.
done in time for me to do.
Yeah, for
Fear.
Fear Freaks. Yeah, and that was also part of the point too. Always make sure too that our stuff doesn't run in with your all's time too.
Perfect. So
Which we
I'll
always try
wait
to.
till Wednesday to watch Kills.
All right, there you go. That'd be awesome, and so we can relive that lovely death at the end again. But no, I remember the whole thing. I think I told you when you first talked to me about it. When you were telling me what your thoughts were, I was kind of a little on the hype train for it. But then, like the next day when I calmed down and rewatched it again, that's where I got to my like, okay, now I'm fucking pissed off. What the fuck is this? So this is easily the most frustrating horror movie of all time for me. It really is because it does a lot of things right, but it does a lot of things wrong.
So many things wrong.
Oh
So many
yeah.
things wrong.
And another thing that does a lot of things wrong is I know what you did last summer, the Amazon series, because I'll admit the first 4 episodes were really good and got me interested, but then after the fourth episode, everything went downhill immediately and it absolutely sucked. So for my opinion, you're good. Skip the Amazon series. If you want to check it out, fine, but just you don't I feel like you don't need to watch it or just take your time with it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah. So and then we got the night teeth. God, that is hard to say without saying 19th. I have not seen this one. Destiny, have you gotten the chance to see it?
Nope.
All right. And then Antlers 2021. Again, I saw this at the theater on Halloween Day, and I think it's actually really good. With the creature they have in it, they do a good job hiding it in the shadows. So it kind of hides the CGI ness of the monster. I thought they did a good job with that. And it tells a pretty decent story, too. I thought the kid did a really good job with his role in the movie. I can't really say too much more about it without spoiling it, so I'll just leave it at that. Destiny, do you have any like intentions to seeing Antlers eventually?
Yes, eventually I will.
Yeah, and it's on. Oh, and what's going on, Mrs. Erica Lauren? How are you doing?
Hello.
And then, but yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, like I would give it a watch. It's on HBO Max right now.
That's
If
where
you
I
want
saw
to,
it. Yeah, I have it on
yes,
my like
your watch list.
list on there.
Yeah. So, like, there's things I would possibly suggest, like watching more of an Antlers, but Antlers definitely, I would say, give it a watch sometime. And then, of course, I would assume everybody saw this one. It's The Last Night in Soho, one of my absolute favorite movies of last year. Anya Taylor-Joy was such a damn joy to watch, and I love this movie. It's so colorful, good twist. I'm sure some people predicted the twist towards the end. Of course, I did not. Did you see the twist coming?
Not until she gets back to the house.
Hmm.
Everything before then, no. But when she got there and I saw the like a nail or the mail, I was like, oh shit. So I didn't see it coming. I had to see the thing to be like, oh god. But yeah,
Yeah, and then what are your thoughts about the movie?
I love the movie except for the ending. I think this movie could have been almost a perfect movie. I do not like the ending because the ending, in my opinion, is a little bit confusing. Okay, so you have this whole time.
Here,
My
real
thing
quickly,
is,
guys, we're spoiler real
yeah.
quick. So if you've not seen Last Soho, I'll release the X when we're done with it. So okay, Desi, continue.
So the whole thing with the ending, when you have Eloise, she's like running back up there, and then all these like ghost gray men are like coming out and everything and stuff like that, and then they help her, and they're like, "Help us," and I was like, "Wait a second." Then who is the villain here? Because this whole time you're saying the men are the villains, but now you have Sandy, who's like trying to kill Eloise. And I was like, what's going on? Sandy's like the good person. Like, yeah, she's killing these men, but honestly, like rightfully so. Like they were pieces of shit, like they should go.
Right.
But then when you have her like try to attack her and everything, which I know it's because she's like figuring out everything, but still, like it just didn't make sense to me why the men would help Eloise, even though like I get it, like they're just like stuck there or whatever. I just don't understand because like they with like the ending, I was like, well, who are you supposed to be rooting for? And even though like Eloise or Sandy tells her like, I had to kill him, and Eloise is like, no, like I know you did. It's just with the men being like, help me, and they help Eloise. I was like, no, like y'all are the bad ones. Y'all are the bad guys. So that part really I don't like because I feel like the messaging got like kind of lost. And if it wasn't for that part, for me this would have been like a 5 out of 5. But I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 because of that. So the ending, I was just like, whoa, don't switch around who's your villain and who's your hero now. Like it should still, I'm still on Sandy's side here.
Right.
So yeah. Besides that,
And I agree with you. Like, right before you went the explanation, I was kind of like on the side of defending the ghost because usually, like, spirits and all that, like, want to be set free. In order to do that, they have to tell their side of the story. But no, sorry, let me get there. When you were talking about like how the men were the pieces of shit, you are absolutely correct on that. So I take back that premise of like the ghost helping out. That absolutely does not make any sense. And damn
no,
you for
fuck
that,
them.
because I do have this as my golden reel. However, I'll have to take it back now because you're right. That doesn't make sense. So it's like
When
a
I was watching it, I was
4.75
like,
now.
wait, no, why are you gonna do that? I was like, no,
So they're
why are they?
assholes.
I don't feel bad for them. Like I don't care about them. I don't care if they're fucking stuck there. Like I don't care about them. I was on Sandy's side this whole time. Like, yeah, kill him. Like,
Yeah, and we're
yeah.
still on her side technically because yeah, she went for a shit thing and she didn't handle things right, but we don't blame her for it. So you're right
No.
about that.
Like the only thing she shouldn't have done was try to kill Eloise, but like I get it, she's covering her tracks, But like besides that, like I'm on Sandy's side like this whole time. Cause like, yeah. She was like basically forced to do all this. Like, yeah, fuck all of them. Like fuck all these men. So besides like that one part, I do love the movie so much. I love the music, I love the visuals, I love the story itself, and I like that it's modern day, but it's also set in like the 60s. I think that's really cool. Like I like when movies have like there's another movie more recently, which I won't say because it is a huge fucking spoiler, but to where it's set in a different time period, but it actually is modern times. So I like when movies do that because I think it's really cool. So I think the whole idea of the movie is really good, except for that one part. If it wasn't for that one part, this would have been, for me, a 5 out of 5. Because I loved everything about it except for that.
Golden reel killer. Like, because I had it as a golden reel, but now I have no choice but it's a
Not me, it's
4.75.
Edgar Wright. It was Edgar Wright.
I know. But you pointed it out, Fo. I was spending all this time. I wasn't pointing it out, but you did. So damn it. But it is a good point. So 4.75 is still an amazing score and definitely one of my favorites from last year. So I'll give it that for Last Night in Soho. Let's see here. And then the next movie is Army of Thieves. Have you seen that one?
Nope.
Nope, never haven't seen it either, so I'm not sure about that one. And then lastly, Paranormal Activity Next of Kin. To continue our Paranormal Activity discussion, I have not gotten a chance to watch this yet, but I'm saving it for my whole franchise rewatch. So, yay or nay for Next of Kin?
I say yay. I know a lot of people said nay, but I say yay. I think it was pretty good. Definitely different within the Paranormal Activity like universe, but I think it works.
Hell yeah. And that's good to know just because I was kind of like, I've been hearing bad things about it. Didn't hear a whole lot of positive reviews. So I'm glad you at least enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's the whole reason why I got fucking Paramount Plus. I did a free trial, and here I am still paying for it.
Still paying for it. And you know what? Because we got Scream 5 to go with it and all the
Exactly.
other Scream movies, we've got
And
Friday
it's
the 13th.
$5.
Yeah, so hey, it's $5 too. So Paramount Plus is a good app to have, which this is not a paid promotion, by the way. I wish it was, but it's not.
Should be.
I know it should be, dadgummit. So Destiny, I know that was a lot of 2021. So did you have anything else you want to include with it?
I have more.
Oh, go
Which
right
some of
ahead.
these might be a little off because of, like COVID and everything. Maybe like some of the dates were like a little bit different.
Right.
But to run through them really quick, Titan.
Oh my god.
Fucking weird.
I thought I was done with that movie for my life.
Nope, maybe this is the last chance. Weird movie, only a one-time watch for me. We'll never watch again. VHS 94. I should have split my paper around because I had it written down. VHS 94. It was on Shudder, still is. I think it's decent. It has some good stories, like I said earlier. A movie called Madres, which is like a Spanish horror movie. I think it's on Amazon Prime. I saw Spooky Astronauts talk about it in one of her videos. So it's on my watch list. I just haven't watched it yet. And it has to do with like pregnancy stuff, which I don't like pregnancy horror. Like that stuff really like freaks me out. But it's on there. The movie The Trip, car sex weird. Very weird. Very graphic car sex. The movie The Trip, it's currently on Netflix. I haven't seen it, but I want to. It's about like this couple and both of them want to kill each other. Like the whole trip is them like planning to kill each other, but then other people try to kill them. So it's on Netflix. It's kind of a long movie though. It's why I haven't watched it yet. I think it's like 2 hours, and I was like,
oh, damn.
Well, no, that's a bit long, but it is on my watch list. 13 Fanboy, directed by Deborah Voorhees. Oof, couldn't get that out. That one was fun. Has a lot of great cameos in it. Slumber Party Massacre came out on Sci-Fi. I personally am a fan of it. I think it loses me in the third act, I would say. But I think the first 2 acts are so much fun, especially when you find out. I guess there's like 2 twists within the movie. The first twist I thought was so much fun. I loved it. And the original Slumber Party Massacre, it's definitely, even though it's written and directed by a woman, it's very much of like a woman's movie. It still lingers. There's soapy bodies and there's naked bodies, soapy butts, all this shit, because it's like a Roger Corman movie, whatever. But Summer Party Massacre, it flips the script and it has like men showering and like men being naked and stuff like that. And I think that's
CGI
a lot of fun.
steam.
What'd you say?
CGI steam, where that one person was taking a shower, and I'm pretty sure someone said it was CGI steam.
I didn't notice that, but if I watch it, I probably would. I wasn't focusing on the steam in the shower. That's all I'm going to say.
Of course you wouldn't.
But I think the premise of the movie was so much fun because it's like, wow, this is such like a run-of-the-mill slasher. Because that's the fucking point. Because I guess, spoiler alert, the whole point, they're luring the killer back. That is such a good idea to do a reboot. They're luring like not necessarily the original killer from the original movie, but the original killer in this timeline, which is pretty much like the original from the original, whatever. They're luring this killer back so they can kill him. So it plays out like the run-of-the-mill typical slasher, and then they pull the rug out from under you that they are there to kill this guy. That I love. The second spoiler, where the mom is a killer as well, lost me. Didn't care for that. Yeah. But everything up until that was so much fun. I was all in it. Loved it. End of that. The movie Lamb, I did not watch, but I thought I would mention it. And I think that is it.
Yeah.
Addams Family 2, didn't watch it, but thought I would throw that out there.
There you go. But yeah, just to continue with the Slumber Party Massacre one, like I appreciated for the first twist. Because I thought it was like, okay, we're doing something different for a reboot. So yeah, thumbs up. I thought we'd say, hey, we're getting something going. But then, yeah, when we get to that second twist, it completely took everything out of the movie for me, and that's where I'm like,
Yeah.
dadgummit, Slumber Party Massacre 2 it is. But
But I really did like the first like 2 acts of it. I thought it was so much fun. It was so good. And then I was like, why
mhm,
is there still 30 minutes left of the movie? What else is going to happen? And I was like, oh, I didn't
right,
care for that. But everything before that, I thought it was great. And they redo shots from the original.
hmm
And again, instead of a woman, it's a male. My favorite shot from the original, which it's such like a symbolized shot, is when I think her name is Diane. She's like on the ground, and you have the driller killer standing above her, and he has the drill in between his legs, and it looks like a penis. And then in the
right,
remake, instead of it being a woman on the ground, it's a male, and it's the same exact shot though, to where like the driller is in between his legs, and it looks like a penis. So it does a lot of those things to where it like flips it, and instead of it being like the male gaze for like women being naked, it's like men this time around, and
hmm
I really
yeah,
like
and
that.
it fits with the times too, so I didn't have an
Exactly.
issue with that at all.
So I really liked all that. I didn't like the end so much. I mean, I liked the very end. I thought the very end was good. I didn't like the
hmm
second like reveal. That's what I
Yeah,
didn't like.
and
Everything else
then
though, so much fun.
oh yeah, and then lastly with it, I love the cameo of the guitar drill, like where they
Yes.
found the guitar, the exact same guitar and
I
everything,
was
and I
so
just
excited. I
thought
was
it was
like,
so badass.
and the
Yes,
Space Baby, the girl's wearing the Space Baby T-shirt.
yes,
That's from the original as well. Like that's such a good. Because I saw like the trailer for it, and I was like, okay, this looks fun. And I was like watching. I was like, wow, this is like really good. And then everyone was shitting on it. I was like, besides like that one part, like I could see that, but I thought everything else worked so like so
hmm
well because it's like a teen sort of like horror type movie. And I'm a fan of teen horror movies. Like I love teen horror movies because they're
right.
fun, and I fit the demographic still. I'm not a teen, but I still fit the demographic for teen horror. So I liked it a lot, except for that part.
Yeah, and I need to go ahead and just by talking about so much Slumber Party Massacre, I need to revisit that series and just turn my brain off just to see if I
Sure.
get to enjoy them more because I feel like I was too harsh on them on first watch.
Yeah, they're
So
definitely just ones. They're just popcorn movies.
right,
Just have fun
yes,
with them.
yeah, just have fun with them
Which
for
I
sure.
haven't seen the third Summer Party Massacre though. I have seen the kill count, and it just looks like the run of the mill slasher. Like it doesn't. I think the first two, and I think I would probably like the reboot better than the third one
hmm
because the third one just seems like lifeless and just like kind of boring.
Or just trying to do a cash grab opportunity or
Just doing
something
like
like.
the same thing you've already seen from the first one.
Right,
Really, it's just the same, just rehashed.
gotcha.
But we watch a lot of sequels that are like that and like them. So who knows? Maybe I will like it.
Hey, you never know until you watch them. So, but yeah, was that it for 2021?
That is it.
That is it. And holy crap. And we appreciate everybody. So we have gone through every movie that we could possibly think of that had a horror movie anniversary this month. We appreciate everybody for that. And before we lock out officially, yeah. Oh, you even drew. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, all of this shit.
Oh my gosh. So I appreciate your time too, especially staying a little longer for this particular episode. And so before we
Cool.
tell everybody goodbye, we're gonna do our contest right now, and we're gonna say what's coming up on each of our channels, or just kind of like our streaming schedule for the week, and then we'll send you guys on out here. So let me, there it is. So Destiny, you want to tell everybody what we did, just in case if they missed it?
For what? The contest?
Yes.
Okay. So for the contest, we had people submit their favorite costumes that they've done. And if you win, oh, and then you get added to the spinner. And then if you win, you get a $25 gift card to Amazon.
Absolutely. And I'll be sure to contact the winner after this stream is over. And just to let everybody know, this is the wheel, and I have everybody's name on there twice. So that's how I decided to do it. And Destiny, whenever you're ready, I will press the button.
Press it.
You gotta let me know who it is.
Who is it? Is it Mia? Oh my god.
Mia! Oh my gosh, hey, it's Mia, and I promise that's not rigged because everybody
Not
saw it. I
biased.
did on air.
It
So,
is
Mia,
the spinner.
so congratulations, Mia, and just as part of the congratulations, this is what she posted.
So
Uh,
good.
yeah, it's so good. Being a good old Jackie Boy Torrance. So
Mm-hmm.
congratulations, Mia. So just want to get to the. And then Rosie wants to say, thank you, Destiny. I love your input.
I love yours too. Thank you. Thank you,
And
Rosie.
then Ashton says, thanks for the stream, friends. It was fun as always. And thank you so much, Ashton. And yeah, and that's why I wanted to work with Destiny on the show because I love her input on horror movies and it's made me easily a better horror fan for it. So, Destiny, I appreciate that.
Thank you. Sometimes I get on a little bit of a tangent.
No,
Sometimes I get a
trust
little
me,
bit excited.
they love the tangents. So I'm even gonna like try to create kind of like a little like effect. So every time you do get an attention, this is the
It's like
tangent
red.
alert. Yeah, exactly. Or I'll figure out something with that because I absolutely love it, and I'm trying to make this short more like some improvements to it. But yeah, that is pretty much it. And oh wait, man, should we show them the rest of the costumes?
Why not? We've already been here this long.
Sure, absolutely. So let's go ahead and show Brendan's. This is Brendan the Beldams. What a ham.
What a ham.
What a ham.
What a
And then
ham.
let me get my notes right here because this is a Twitter user, Don John 80 from Futurama. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what do I have next here? I have Gabe from Flopbuster being Tall Sam.
Tall Sam.
Man, they were so cute when they were little.
They grow up so fast.
And then we got Avery being raking some leaves as Michael Myers, trying to scare the neighbors and stuff.
Those are some nice leaves.
Oh,
Looks
yeah.
like fall. Real
I
fall.
bet he did a whole big jump on them. Have you ever done that before? Like jump on a big pile of
Absolutely.
leaves? Oh, who
Yes.
hasn't?
It's a lot of fun.
And then we got Nick Cooling being Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th Part 2. That is a really good job there, Nick.
Yes, it is.
And then lastly, I have on here, we have Victoria from Flopbuster as Sally. And
Love
I thought
it.
this was a painting at first, but then I realized it's actually her in her makeup. So Victoria, wonderful job.
Damn good job. Looks like a painting.
Yeah, it does, and it puts me in the spirit to watch Nightmare Before Christmas, but I always save it for the 31st, so I'm gonna hold off on it. So Destiny, real quick, what do you have this week on channel or just streaming or anything?
This week I'm only on Fear Freaks this week, Wednesday. And we're either talking about Hack-O-Lantern or Haunt. I'm not sure. Because I feel like we said both. So either Hack-O-Lantern or Haunt. Either way, really excited to talk about both. So Fear Freaks, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time.
And I'm sure y'all will do a kind of like a video for Halloween Ends.
Yeah, I think we're going to. That might be like a Saturday or something. But I think we did talk about doing like an extra video for Halloween Ends. So I'm sure we're going to do that as well because, come on, it's Halloween. You might as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And then do you want to lastly, do you want to say anything about your cosplay series? Because you have been doing an amazing job so far.
Thank you. On my Instagram and Twitter, every day I've been posting my sort of like, I've been doing 31 looks of Halloween. So posting a makeup look or cosplay, whatever it might be, every day of October. Yeah. Every day.
Yeah. Every day. And I got all those links to our Twitter and Instagram in the comment section down below, along with the Fear Freaks playlist. So you could catch out previous episodes or go ahead and subscribe to Brayden's channel because they're on that quest of 15,000 subscribers. So all the links in the description down below. And what's coming up on Good Will Hunting? Tomorrow we're going to be releasing our re-review for the Halloween Kills, part of our Halloween review series. We'll be showing out our skit, which to me, in my opinion, is our most epic skit we've ever done with anything. And then we'll be doing a review. That's for Monday at 12 o'clock Eastern Time. And then Tuesday, I'm going to be on SPC's channel, and we're doing a Halloween watch along. He's been very nice to me. Got to know him a little bit, so I agreed to be on his channel for that. Wednesday, me and Brad are going to be doing a Halloween Kills rewatch, where it'll be a stream where we pretty much doing a Halloween Kills watch party again, and that would be at 6 o'clock Eastern Time, and that's Wednesday. And then Friday, me and Brad will be releasing our spoiler-free review for Halloween Ends. Then Saturday will be our spoiler review of Halloween Ends. And then next Sunday at 5 o'clock Eastern Time, we will be doing a Halloween Ends watch party. And that's what we got coming up on Good Will Hunting. So, okay, everybody's pretty much just saying good night. So, we're going to say good night to you guys as well. Destiny, thank you so much. And thank you, everybody in the chat. And we will see you for November for the next one.
Goodbye.